All right, all right, all right. Well. You know what it is. Open court discussion time. Live on Facebook and YouTube, streaming from the StreamYard platform. I am your host, David Lorenzo Glover, aka the Controversial Counselor, and also my co-host, the Big Bad Wolf, Herb Lewis. Don't forget to like and share this video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Controversial Counselor. Well, we had a great month of February dealing with self love, and we concluded last week with what improvements have you made? So tonight, I will be running back a requested topic. Yes, a requested topic. Not by any male, by a female. So don't get it twisted. This was requested from a female from years ago. 10 reasons why some women will remain single. Mm, mm, mm. And I already know, like I did on my promo, with many of you going to say, I'm single by choice. And we had a show regarding that. Are you really single by choice? Or are you going to say, I'm happy single? I know that as well. That's what you're going to say. And one of the things that I'm not going to subscribe to tonight is when we go through the list and you say, well, everything on that list, we could say that's the same thing for men, but we're talking about women, and you guys have the opportunity each week. We always talk about if there's certain things that you want to bring up, to inbox myself or Herb. So tonight we're going to look at 10 reasons why women are single, because Valentine's Day then went by and all of that. So what's good now? All right. So hopefully after several years has went by, you are ready to listen as we discuss the 10 reasons why some men think some women are single. And these questions came from a panel of men, the reasons. So we're going to go into it. So again, there's no absolutes there. It's not like this is written in stone. These were just the people that participated and gave some of the reasons why they think women are single. So before you do any finger pointing at man, please listen to understand instead of listening to reply. So I look forward to your open and honest participation. And before we get into that, also got a lot of things going on. I want to give a shout out to I was just strolling through my Counselor's Corner page, and I came across some of the analytics and stuff, and they would talk about the top contributors of the page. And the only way we grow from this is people posting in the page, sharing, and commenting. So I got 10 people, and I decided each month I'll give a raffle, $25 for the top contributors. So the top 10 for last month was the Big Bad Wolf, Herbert Lewis, my man Eric Gore, aka Igor, Swanda, Netta Honey, Simone Jennifer Smith, Renee Bannister, Anita Lynn, Anita DG, she know what it is, Rand Thomas, and Rebecca, girly girl. So thank you all. What I would like to see more people, when you post stuff in regards to relationships, friendships, family, mistrust, loyalty, dating game, and those stuff, just share it to the Counselor's Corner. Let's grow it and keep it going. Shout out to Angela for joining us. Was good, Anwar, and whoever else joined the live stream. I got a few people in the studio, so I'm gonna bring them in at this point. What's good, Herb? How you doing, man?
It's Monday, man. It's Monday, man. It's the start of the week. It's Monday, man. That's I'm above water. I'm above ground, and I'm doing okay. I got no complaints. I'm ready. I'm locked. I'm ready to roll.
And before we get going, also I'm going to say that if I anticipate, we already got 5 people here, that we kind of keep our responses limited, especially if more people decide to come on, so we can keep it rolling. Because when people hijack the platform and you're talking 10, 15 minutes, that kind of kills it for everybody else. So here we have it. So Herb, I'm just gonna ask you this without me going, because I'm gonna go through the reasons, but tell me your top 3 reasons why you think many women are still single.
Oh, my top 3 reasons. I don't know if I actually have a top 3 reasons why women are single. I don't, because I really can't do that because I don't talk to enough women and engage them as to why they're single. But if I were put to the test and had to, I would say one, their issues are probably in no particular order: infidelity. They can't find a man that they would consider to be on their level. For some, that's emotionally stable, emotionally available, or that he's willing to open up to them, if you will. And opening up can be a variety of reasons, or they can't find a man that's financially sound, and for them, financially sound.
Okay. Well, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to go through the list and I'm just going to read the 10 and then we'll just break down each one and we'll have the opportunity to speak to it. Number 1, listening and communication. Yeah, I know what it is. I did that post, and research says that women speak 20,000 words a day compared to men speaking 7,000. Wow, what a big disparity. Number 2, most women don't know what it takes to be a good woman. But people always throw out there that I'm a good woman. But according to the survey with the guys, they say women talk about being a good woman, but they don't really know what it takes to be a good woman. Number 3, stop thinking the only thing men want is sex. Well, we do want sex. That's not the only thing we want, but we do want sex. 4, putting a time frame on when sex should go down. A lot of people subscribe to the Steve Harvey thing, and that had been before Steve Harvey, the 90-day rule and all of that stuff. And some guys just, if they got options, if they're a quality guy, they may not wait it out. So therefore, they're going to keep it moving. Number 5, too predictable. Most women are boring daters. Damn. Damn. Not saying any of you ladies on the panel are, but that's what the guys have said. Number 6, stop expecting men to make plans. Women are better at organizing events. Now, some guys like to plan dates and come up with these ideas, but for the most, if a guy is, tied up in his job and got other things going on, he may not be able to nail down all the perfect details, and sometimes he may need your assistance. But a lot of women may say, well, I want him to plan this. I'm not helping him out. You need to come up with everything. And some guys just not going to subscribe to all that. I know myself, I'm going to need a little assistance. I ain't about to do all that. I'm going to need a little assistance. And 7, most women don't want realness. They like to be sold pipe dreams. Number 8, stop thinking your experiences are the end all be all. Sometimes you have to put what Melvin did to you off to the side. Saying all that old baggage, sometimes you got to move that to the side, because I'm not Melvin, and I'm here to take on another role in your life and accept that, and let's move forward. Number 9, women need to develop more tolerance. Most men are good men. I know most of y'all don't believe that, so hopefully that'll be a topic we'll bring up. And number 10, think before you speak and stop acting out of emotion. And we talk about it, but we went into that big debate that one couple weeks ago that men are just as much as emotional as women. So those are 10 reasons why these guys said that they think women will remain single. All right, we got a panel. Let's have at it.
Hey, I just want to come up and make sure Rebecca's all right this week. Because when I came up last week, she wasn't herself, man. She wasn't herself. She was all quiet and feelings were hurt. And So I just had to come make sure she was all right.
I'm fine, sweetie. Thank you for asking.
All right.
But yo,
So-
I'm gonna hang out. I'm up in Albany. It's cold up here, man. I'm gonna hang out till my dad gets back from the store. But hey, let me make this one contribution. Why are so many women single? I think it's because there are their standards. There are a lot of men who don't meet their standards. Their standards. Their standards. Emphasis on their standards.
So are you saying their standards are too high or not realistic?
Yeah, in some instances, unrealistic, not grounded in reality, astronomical.
Okay. Anybody got anything to add to that?
Yes. Hi.
Hello, Anita.
I ain't got my glasses on. I can't. Oh, here they are. um, there's a big reason, actually, because there's a lack of eligible and available emotionally and physically men,
So
single men.
So when you say physically, are you saying it's a bunch of disabled men, crippled men, or
No, that's not what I meant.
I'm asking you.
What? Okay, well, what I actually meant was physically. I should have said geographically. So a lot of times in the military, we're split up, and there's like when I went to airborne school, there was I was in a company of 350 people, and 28 of us were female. So I mean, most of them, a lot of them were married and whatnot. But also, if you get stationed overseas and your boyfriend or your partner is in the States, that you're like considered a geographical bachelor. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work.
But let's speak on now. If you're not in the military, what about now? You're not in the military. I don't know if you go to reserves or whatever the case is. What about now, physically?
Now there's still a lack of quality, emotionally and available men.
Hey, David, can I say something? I think what Anita's saying, I think that's a good point, because I think where you live, I think that's going to impact the amount of choices that you have.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if you live in like one of the major metropolitan areas, the social life is going to be just more on and popping because of where you live. If you live in DC, if you live in Houston, if you live in a major NFL city, yeah, there's just going to be more going on and more people. So.
Okay. Anybody else want to add to that?
But see, this is why I always, and I stress, what are you as an individual? And this is just a general statement. This does not apply to anyone. What are you doing to increase the likelihood that you can meet an eligible person, whether male or female? If you're living in a house like a hermit and you're not going to social gatherings, introduce yourself to different spheres, you're never going to find anything different than what you have. This is why I stress getting involved in groups where there's social engagements. Even during COVID, there's still social engagements going on. There's people who are doing Meals on Wheels type programs. I myself hold the position with the Niagara Falls Community Alliance, even though the mentoring program I'm trying to get off the ground has hit some major stumbling blocks. That's something else I do. I still keep tabs on the dance lessons I was talking about. Those are all things that provide an avenue for me to meet other eligible people who not only might be single, who also share a common interest. If you're not doing that, then complaining about the lack of eligible people falls squarely within your hands because the decision making is yours.
Hold up. You said Meals on Wheels.
Yes.
So what
So
do
you
you
mean some
suggest?
old women? Delivering Meals on Wheels.
What I'm saying is there are individuals who engage in that type of program that you have a common alliance with. Those people like to help people. So if those people like to help people, you've already established connection with the people that are in that group. You guys can go out bowling. You can go out to art nights. You can do a whole lot of things. Karaoke. It's just another avenue to try to meet people. And if you shut that avenue off, then that's a door that you can't walk through. I'm not telling you you have to do it. I'm just simply saying expand your horizons.
Oh, so you're saying mainly volunteering, like doing some volunteer work, that's another avenue to open up meeting people.
Correct.
Okay. I get it. Anybody else?
Hey, David. Well, I'm sorry. Did you want to go?
No, you go ahead.
I'm going to throw one more thing out here, and that's that when you're talking about why so many women are single, certainly social economics matters. There are, for example, the degreed women that they definitely want a man who's degreed, or the salary comes into play. You know, is he making equal to what they make, or is he making more? You know, that matters quite a bit.
And see, in my experiences, I always hear women that make a decent salary say it doesn't matter what he makes, long as he's working and he's bringing something to the table and he's able to pay some bills. They're okay with it. I've heard people say if they made 100,000 and he made 20,000, they're okay with that. I don't know if the man would be okay with it.
But they can, like, the woman can hold their own. They don't need the man's income. So maybe that plays a factor. Also, another thing that plays a factor is intellectual intimacy.
Thank you.
Anita, you coming with some hardcore stuff this evening.
Because, like, look, I read books. I'm in anthropology. I'm in social psychology, sociology. This is like my realm right here. This is my jam. People, communication.
And let me follow what Will. Go ahead.
Oh, which I'm still working on. Which everybody still should be working on, communication, because we don't all have the same type of communication, which is another factor in eligible men, the communication breakdown.
All right. Well, before that, before you go, Brother T, I know you were trying to say something before Anwar had said something. So what you got for us?
I was basically gonna say what Anita said, that sometimes it's not even about like where you meet a man or like the social settings. It's about that intellectual. Like, if a man is not intellectually stimulating to a woman, he ain't got a shot.
So what would be intellectually stimulating?
Can he carry a conversation?
What, other than sports?
Does he know more than just sports, mechanics, and how to mow the lawn? How to change a tire? Like, it ain't always about the DGs.
Pretty much.
That is. We know what that is.
You know what that is.
Real world experience. Are you a people watcher? Like, tell me something about your integrity, your hobbies.
Your character. Like, I listen to the way some guys talk, and I'm like, why would I even want to date you if you talk about other women like that you dated like that? I don't want to hear about other men calling their past females psycho, crazy, the B word, the C word, all this other stuff. Like, there's a reason why women Huh?
I said pretty much. If a man's talking about a woman like that, it's like, I don't know about that.
Does he really respect women?
Or he's probably still not over that person, so that could be the reason.
And that's a big red flag that says run fast.
But sometimes it's the fact that they just never were, they were either taught somewhere along the way that it was okay, buddy, you better shut your mouth. Either it was okay to think and talk to women like that, or they just don't, they weren't taught how to respect women, or that's what they grew up with, like seeing other men disrespecting their mother and their family, the females in their family. Sorry, guys.
So wait a minute. Are we talking about disrespecting like women, like saying like bad things to their faces, or talking about your exes and talking about your experiences with your exes?
It could be both. Like even I listen to some of my guy friends talk about some of their guy friends, ex-girlfriends, and I'm like, why would you? First of all, why are you kissing and telling all your business? And then, like, why are you gonna talk about somebody like that? Like, I think that's disrespectful. Because there's like a. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Let me read my man Fast comment. He said, "These women have valid points. I agree with them. If you don't have any type of knowledgeable conversation with yourself, she's not going to stay interested."
All right, let me jump in and deconstruct a couple things. The average American man does not have a post-college degree or a college degree. I believe somewhere around 25, maybe 30% of the men in the United States of America do. So essentially what you women are doing when you say this, and you're entitled to say this, is that you are eliminating 70% of men, regardless of your geographical location. Okay? So just
no.
You're saying no. Do you have enough?
I have a no.
But these are numbers, Anwar. Couldn't you substantiate that for me?
Well, mathematically speaking, I have to agree with Herbert Lewis on that.
Go ahead.
I was speaking not to the fact of like the statistics. I was speaking to the fact that you don't.
When you ignore the statistics, you're making an empirical argument, and not. You're making an anecdotal argument and not an empirical one. So you're making an argument that makes you feel good about your decisions. Understand something, women. Your decisions.
You didn't let me finish, though.
Go ahead.
What I was going to say was just because a lot of women, like intellectual intimacy does not have to be a college degree. You can gain knowledge from life experiences, from your mentors, right? You mentor people, so you can get life experience from other places other than college. Like I have a lot of college degrees, but I can admit I'm not like the sharpest knife in the kitchen in some areas. So it takes a balance. Everybody plays a part of the wheel in it turning. Like I don't want somebody that's just like me that knows everything that I know, because I want to learn from somebody else. I want to establish that that rapport with whoever I'm with, and see we have common interests and we can learn from each other. It's like a good balance.
Go ahead.
So I was just saying, like, it may be 70% of males don't have a college degree or a master's degree or whatever degree, but it's not. Intellectual intimacy isn't all about a college degree. It is. I mean, at my level, I don't want somebody that doesn't know how to carry a conversation about, I don't know, simple things that I know about, but it doesn't have to be a college level. Some people are not cut out for college. I'll just put it that way.
But that's the point that I'm making. If you're talking about a man who works with his hands, who's a day laborer, who's a mechanic, who works for a city, who does those type of jobs, those things that interest you may not interest him. So you two will never, and I stress, never have a conversation where you're going to be interested in learning about laying concrete. You're not going to have an interest about rebarb steel. You're not going to have an interest about pulling the engine. You're not going to have an interest about changing the transmission, watching NASCAR, talking about torque, power, horsepower. Hold on. Those things are going to bore you to death, and you're going to say, he lacks the mental ability to stimulate me. And it's understandable because your two worlds run parallel.
That varies by women.
Pardon?
That's not always
that varies
true.
by women. If it's a woman who is interested in working with her hands and things like that, and who doesn't mind that kind of stuff and actually has an interest in that kind of thing, she would be very stimulated by that. So you can't say that would never happen. That depends on the person that you're speaking to.
I'm not saying that would never happen. I'm simply saying if that's what you're looking for and that guy doesn't have an interest in that, then your paths will never cross. If you have an interest in it, your paths will cross. So don't take...
That's not...
Go ahead.
I'm just saying that's not true, because like I prefer to be a white collar worker, but I'm intrigued by blue collar workers. My ex was I don't want to say a pipe layer. What does he do? Like install the fire installation systems in businesses. I had an ex that coached tennis. I mean, it might not sound interesting at first, but when you're with somebody and that's what they talk about, and you drive by a building that they put plumbing in or electrical and they're like talking about it, like that's part of who they are. And I mean, if you care about somebody, I mean, it should be.
That's where I got to stop you at. It shouldn't be if you...
I knew that's where you were going to stop me at. I already knew that.
Because simply, what you're saying is in order for you to engage in the conversation, you have to care. I don't have to care about somebody.
No, that's not what I was trying to say. I was trying to say if that's your boyfriend or significant other. I know you're shaking your head, but what I'm saying is you don't always have to be in that blue collar field to meet a blue collar worker. And be interested. I was interested in him just by how passionate he was about his job. I don't give a damn about fire extinguisher things, but was I interested? Yeah, because it was something I didn't know. It was kind of boring, but I didn't know about it. So it's not always.
But this is what I'm getting at. When education is thrown out there and you talk about degrees, you're eliminating that group. Whether it's intentional or not is another topic. I'm just simply saying that when women talk about education, they're not talking about blue skill laborers. We know that.
And we're not, a lot of women don't exclude them either.
But by virtue of women, we're talking about what women do when they...
Just because a man is a blue collar worker doesn't mean that he can't be intellectually stimulated.
I never said doesn't mean he's not educated either.
Exactly.
Thank you.
A man can go to college and still end up working at a construction site, even though he has a bachelor's or master's degree. It's a thing called life, and it takes you all different kind of places. Because I sure don't work in the field that I went to school for.
Let's do this like this.
Me neither.
I want each woman to answer individually. What do you mean when you say education?
Education is a myriad of things. It's not just exclusive to college and books. It's life experience. It's past experience. It's mentorship. It's mentee. It's the family dynamic. I mean, can I just read something about intellectual intimacy?
Nope.
If you don't mind.
This is what I'm...
Go ahead.
Okay, I won't read it then.
I said go ahead. Now I got time for stubbornness.
Okay. Well, okay, so I'm reading this book called The 7 Levels of Intimacy. So intellectual intimacy, it says it blossoms in a non-judgmental environment. Different people have different ideas. Your ideas are not always right, and their ideas are not always wrong. Keeping an open mind is an important part of intellectual intimacy. And it goes on to say when you develop intimacy, it doesn't have to be like a, a relationship kind of boyfriend girlfriend, what we in the United States call a relationship, because it's about knowing a person, knowing your personnel. I'll keep it that short. Knowing what makes them tick, knowing their triggers, knowing what makes them happy, knowing what makes them sad, knowing how to deal with them when they're in certain moods. Like that's just interaction with everybody as a humankind.
Okay.
Look here, can you answer the educational question, please? Thank you.
Well, I agree with Anita because, life is experiences all around. I actually wanted to just comment more so on what you were saying about women and men not having commonality and what the interest would be or would not be. Because I'm a firm believer that you attract like the law of attraction. You attract what you are. You attract what it goes deeper than what you're saying. It's not like women are so versatile. My opinion is women are versatile. Women, when they're interested in a man, they'll want to gravitate to what he does so that we could start building some friendship, relationship, and commonality. We tend to conform sometimes with what he wants us to be because we're trying to grab his attention. We'll do that. We'll learn how to do something, and just to get his attention, we'll start watching NASCAR, or whatever, if that's what he's into, just so that we can have conversation. We do that. We'll conform in a minute, and so that's not true. I think women, if you give a woman a chance, what you say, David? I didn't hear you.
I said, yeah, I do. That's the reason for all these fake football fans and boxing fans and all of that stuff.
We'll conform. We'll conform, but then we might start liking it. We might be like, wait a minute, you wanted something. I think I could watch this. I didn't start off watching basketball or all the time, but after a while watching and start arguing with my significant other, then I'm like, this is fun to argue about this, or have fun. You make it fun.
How can you argue with someone when you really don't have no knowledge base of it?
Just because you think we think we know everything sometimes. So
I'm glad you said that.
Hold on. I think one of the things Herb was trying to say is that when you all find a man that you like, you have ways of what's the word I'm looking for? Making things easier for him, but you all also have exclusion criteria as well.
Correct.
For example, where I live, I've met several women who've asked me right away, do you have a passport?
Anyone, hold on, Anwar, before you say anything. Do any of the women depend on why that question is asked of him?
Because they want to know if he's
because they like to travel.
Culture. And they probably like to travel and want to know if he's somebody that likes to go places and see and do new things.
Well,
we escaped to Mexico for a rendezvous.
It's also a way to weed out criminals.
Really? So you think women ask that question?
No. I did not say that. I said it's a way to weed out criminals because a felon cannot get a passport. That's what I said. That's what I mean.
But he can get a passport before he's a felon.
Correct.
Okay.
So how all these?
If Anwar has a passport, if Anwar has a passport and he committed a felon after that, I wouldn't know just by asking him if he has a passport. I have a passport. If you don't have a passport, I'm going to guide you to get a passport so we can go hang in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And see, this is the aspect of being women that you guys don't get about being a man. Most women will say that if you don't have a passport, where Anwar is, and he's in the DC, he's in what they would call the DMV area, which is the Delaware, Maryland, Virginia area. A lot of women will view that as a man that isn't on their level. They're not going to take the time to do that. They're going to say, if you don't have this, you don't have this, you don't have this, I'm not even talking to you. Never mind going to help you, because that's their criteria. That's the class that they're in.
And
Well,
that's where that culture is, where he's at. That's that culture climate. But and it's not like that everywhere.
no.
We're not saying that it is, but what we're trying to get you guys to understand is that when you talk about things such as this, you have to open up your mind to everything that the average man that you never know, you don't know, you've never met, might have to deal with. And if he moves around, he's going to have to deal with a different demographic of woman. So what you guys might consider educational, another demographic of women in another location may not. This is why it becomes difficult for women to meet men, because they only stay in their own area. So if you go to another place where what you have is devalued, you're never going to be the type of man and the quality of man that you want to meet. And that's why a lot of women will say, I'm single by choice. Yes, because what you want isn't there. But if you go to another location and all of a sudden you have a bounty of men, you say, hey, you know what? I can fit in here. There are men here that I like. I have a bunch of men to choose from.
Some women are single by choice because they want to be single by choice. It has nothing to do with the amount of available men.
Okay, so let me
don't want a headache.
So Rebecca, why would somebody want to be single by choice?
Because they choose to be. Just like any other choice, any one person.
No, but it's a reason because they want to be.
Marriage isn't for everybody. Everybody doesn't want to be married, though. Everybody does not want to be married. Some people are perfectly happy being single and dating, or being single. Everybody doesn't want to be married, and
but do they want companionship?
That one thing he said, that it could be your demographic where you live, but that's not always the choice. And what attracts a man to a woman might work for one man and not for another. You know, it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So some men like strong women, some men like docile women, some men want to lead, some women want to follow, some everything. So for a woman to be single, and that's why you keep getting this argument, you know, from the ladies, the intimacy, the conversational intimacy, what attracts my mind may not attract another. Although I agree with her wholeheartedly. I'm so proud of you, Anita. You can be a day laborer and be educated, and education does not necessarily take you out of my eyesight. I mean, you just can't be an idiot. You know, you need to be a good person, but there are plenty of things that men have done that I have dated that I wasn't necessarily interested in, but I went anyway because I was invited, had a wonderful time, probably would not do it without him, but still had a nice time, learned some things along the way, whatever, and vice versa. They did the same for me. If a man will go shopping with me, he gets a point for that, because I'm gonna be out there all day. But it's give and take. You're never gonna find the perfect man or the perfect woman. You might get really close, or you really might find what's perfect for you, but it's not about being a good man. It's about being a good person. You're a man by damn default. So for any man or woman to stand up and say I'm a good man or I'm a good woman means nothing to me. I want to know if you're a good person, because everything else seems to fall in line after that. But when women are financially free, if you're looking for a man to take care of you, which I'm not, but there are plenty of women that are for various reasons, and vice versa, you know, for men, do you? I don't hate on that. Everybody's reasoning for wanting a mate or a husband or a wife are different and exclusive to them. So to have a list saying this is why women are single, that, like you said, that only applies to those women that have those behaviors or non-behaviors. So, and some of us don't have a problem being single.
Well, we know it's not going to fit everybody. It's just a list that put
Right.
out there for discussion purposes.
Right.
So we're never going to find the perfect list, and what may fit someone may not fit the other one. But
right. So
let's be
I
real.
mean, so to question why someone wants to be single, why would you care if you're trying to be married or booed up?
Because it's for conversation purposes. Do I really give a damn? Do I really give a damn? Hell no, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn for real. But it's for discussion purposes, and this is what the platform is for. Half of the stuff we talk about, I might not give a damn about.
Okay, well, then
Well,
there you go.
so for context,
could I add to that?
For context,
go ahead.
No, for context, there are women who want to be with someone, but they're not having a lot of love. So that's why this question is relevant.
And you know, I think we were created to want to be partnered with someone. We were created for that. You know, so for the most part, people want to come together and they want to be with someone. But, you know, I can't remember all the reasons why you said, David, the reasons why most of the women are single. But for me, the top thing is people not wanting to commit, men not wanting to commit, women not wanting to commit. Folks just want to play games. No one wants to give each other a real good try, a chance at just allowing yourself to love freely, letting go of all the nonsense, letting go of all these stipulations. Just let's give it a try, because I've learned, like, real quick, I just wanted to share, like, I was talking to my daughter one day about her dating life, and I felt, well, you know, we meet good men, but sometimes we're not as attracted to them because, you know, they're good men, good jobs, make good money, but the attraction's not there. You know, so sometimes we run into that as women too. But then I felt like, for me, I had to say, you know what, let me give this guy a try, because, you know, if I really want love, I'm gonna let get the shallowness out the way, kick it to the curb, and really see if something can happen with this guy. Because if I really want just somebody that's a good man, then I'm gonna do that. And so it goes both ways for women and men. Just let go of all that nonsense of trying to have all these walls and stipulations. If you just allow yourself to love and be loved, then maybe you can really have something that's real.
Well, the problem is many people are damaged goods anyway.
We all damaged goods.
What?
So stop, come to the table realizing we all damaged goods, men and women. We all got our baggage. We all got kids and not kids and whatever. It's all good.
Well, hold on. What she
So
just
to add to that,
it reminded me of what Mary J. Blige said about bad boys ain't no good, good guys ain't no fun.
That's not true.
Good guys are fun.
That's real fun. Man, yeah, it can be real fun, yeah. And I think too, as women, go ahead. I'm sorry, Nita. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to add to what you said. Another reason what I think I was trying to say before, as far as available, eligible men, has to do with, a lot of it has to do with, let's see, like the process of self-revelation. They don't want to, you have to be able and comfortable with yourself to be uncomfortable, to reveal yourself to somebody, to take your mask off, to let your guard down, in which a lot of guys, they don't want that because they're scared to do that or hesitant because they've been so played in the past, or that's how they were raised, to be a tough guy, and they think, you know, if they see if their friends think they're whipped by their girlfriend, that's like a bad thing. But I mean, I think it's cute. I don't say whipped. I just think it's like a common courtesy, like affectionate kind of thing. And I'm single, so single by choice, but single not because I want to be single, if that makes any sense. I'm single.
It's one or the other. It's one or the other.
No, it's not. No, let me explain. I'm single by choice because I'm not gonna just date some Willy Foo. I'm single because I mean, I don't want to be single, but I can't find the person that
So
is
you
compatible.
don't want to be
She
single.
doesn't want to settle, and that's
No, right. I don't want to settle.
For a moment.
So
Let me jump in here for a moment. When I hear the word settle, women use settling as if it's wrong or there's some shortcoming to it. You settle
No, we're
for
talking about a bad relationship.
hold on,
Something that's not compatible.
hold on.
Okay.
There's something that you like, you don't consider it settling. So why people keep using the word settling when you are not going to allow something to come into your life always baffles me. If there's a female that I see she has everything that I want, I'm not settling for her. She has what I want, so I'm choosing her. You settle for something that isn't what you want. So if you're not going to be with something you want, say it doesn't meet my standards.
Good point.
I
Don't
mean,
use the word settle like it's terrible or something.
in a way that seems a little, maybe I'm lost. It sounds a little hypocritical in a way to me, to be honest with you, because how can you say, what do you mean not using the word settle? There's some things you don't settle for, right?
Once
Like, as a man,
again, listen to
I'm trying to understand that. Okay, go ahead. Let me say it again.
That I am saying and not what you think I'm saying.
Okay.
If you find a man that meets all of your requirements, you're not settling for him. You're taking him because he has everything that you want.
You're not going to meet
Well, what I'm
anybody.
saying,
Nobody
what
doesn't have
I'm
everything.
saying,
He's not listening to understand. You ain't
what
going to
I'm,
ever meet a
okay,
woman
what
or
I'm,
a man that does check
Hold
all the
up,
boxes.
hold up. One at a time.
what I'm trying to explain that you might not be understanding is some women that want to be in a relationship, they will date somebody just to have that companionship, even though they don't treat them right. Somebody that is single by choice, that wants somebody is single by choice because they don't want to date that kind of person.
But they
Does
want
that make sense,
somebody.
Rebecca?
But they want
Yeah.
someone.
But that's what I'm saying. You're not going to ever meet someone that's going to check off all the boxes. Some things you're going to settle for because you love that person, and you're going to, because you see the potential, or you see that what you really could have. You will settle, if you want to use that word, or use the word compromise.
Compromise.
Those things that may bother you with someone else. And I think I was talking to somebody about this not too long ago. I was saying that if it was like it's a guy that I'm really into, I would probably, and he probably dig his nose or fart or something like that, and then I'd be like, "Oh, he's so cute." But if it's somebody I'm not into, I'm like, "Why is you doing that?" Now that's a turn off, dude. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? It depends on how you feel about that. And it goes vice versa, and I believe for men too. Like there's some women that you will settle for some things and be like, "Okay, that's cool. She cute. I'm into her. So I accept that." But another chick, you'd be like, "Oh no, I can't deal with her." So we got to be real with ourselves. That's all I'm saying. Just be real
about the chemistry, about the chemistry and the connection.
That's it.
That's a good point. I like that.
We gotta give I think you just gotta give people a fair chance. And like I share with someone else too, grace. You gotta give each other grace period. When we talk about insecurities, like give people grace period. Because just because a woman right off the bat or a man right off the bat show a little jealousy, we all are damaged goods to some degree. We've grown. If we talk to you, we all in here been through some stuff. And having some damaged goods, you got to get to learn each other and learn each other's ways and movements and find out if somebody's a watcher, a people watcher, because sometimes they creeps that, the people that people watchers or whatever. But I just feel that,
what's a people watcher?
Every time a woman or somebody walk by, they gotta be staring at them, look, walk, just watching them. It's just everything. Just watching.
That is so annoying. That is so annoying.
I'm right here.
There's nothing wrong with being.
I'm right here. I'm on the date with you.
The problem is when you take that damage and you move it into your next relationship, or you let it be the guiding force in your life, and you make poor choices from that. Most of us have learned from some sort of bad experience and good experience too. So there's nothing wrong with being damaged.
No, not at all.
If you're gonna look, you gotta act like. If you're gonna look, you gotta act like you're sneezing this way. And say, "I'm sorry, babe. You say something."
Stop.
Mm-hmm. See, you're
That's
excluding
Is that
yourself
what
from
you
a
did?
lot of women right now.
Don't put
It's
that on
allergy,
yourself.
allergy right here. It's really my
No,
medicine.
dude,
Listen,
don't do
I've
that.
learned
Don't
like
put that
this.
on yourself.
I'm like, I'm gonna be honest.
Taylor.
If we be honest with each other as women, I can admire seeing a beautiful woman. Okay, I can admire
Mm-hmm.
seeing a
Of
girl
course.
that got like
Oh,
nice little cute butt.
absolutely.
I'm like, oh, that she do got a cute butt, don't she? Okay, but don't mean I'm lesbian. Okay,
Exactly.
I don't mind partaking with my dude about it, but don't go too far. That's all I'm
Exactly.
saying. Like, let's
I
keep
mean,
it there.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the
I
other thing
think
you
we
can say
talked
is, hey,
about that before.
Yeah.
I went to high school with her. I know her
Stop.
from somewhere.
Stop.
Who?
You
Who?
just
Oh, that's what
talking
you're
in
trying to say.
general. Stop.
Yeah, who? Yeah. And then you're caught up in some lies, and then we can't trust you, and then it snowballs. See? Doesn't
Yeah.
work in your favor.
Little white lies never work in your favor.
Mm-mm. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Mhm.
That's all.
I mean, I stop ladies all the time in the store talk about, oh, I like your shoes. Where'd you get your shoes? Where'd you get your jacket? But it doesn't mean if I'm on a date out to dinner that the guy I'm with has to pay attention to everything else except for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's rude.
Right.
That's bad manners.
That's what that is.
Bad manners. Or he's just not that into me. And if that's the case, well, we can just,
We can end this day
I
early
can,
and say about our wife.
right. I gotta feed my dogs. I gotta let my dogs out.
That's how it makes you feel. It makes you feel like he's not into you, and the same vice versa.
Right.
You know, like you want somebody that's into you. You don't want somebody that's staring at everybody else and
Yeah.
you trying to get his attention. That ain't cool.
So let me ask this question.
They're not.
You women want a man that's into you. So when he sees you all the time, are you at your pinnacle when it comes to beauty? That's a yes or no.
No. No.
And he
I got
probably ain't
no.
either.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about him. He didn't. Your boyfriend's significant other didn't make the statement. The women are. So I'm asking the women: are you at your pinnacle every
Yes.
time he sees you?
Yes.
I try to be, for the
Yes.
most part. I want to be on my. I want to be on my game at all times.
Yes.
It depends on how long we've been.
And
some of
some of
y'all,
y'all get
some of y'all
bored
rocking,
and
some of y'all rocking
It
them.
depends on how long
Some
we've
of
been
y'all,
dating.
Because you want his attention all the time, so you don't get a
but
pass.
if we
But
got
you're right
Hey,
about
but
that.
no
Not
matter
now.
what we look like, we're always at our pinnacle.
You
If I
For
got
her,
his
you
eye,
But
gotta-
see,
I got his eye.
this is the point.
My hair doesn't have to be done. My makeup doesn't have to be done. I don't have to be dressed in a skin tight dress.
Okay.
If he just
Scratch
looks
off
at me
makeup
and I
stuff
capture
anyway.
his attention rolling straight out of bed, then I'm at my pinnacle. So
That's
But
it.
see,
Yeah,
this,
Right.
this
Right
is
about that.
this is,
Right
and
about
I'm gonna call it what it is. This is the bullshit that y'all women run with.
Listen.
I'm not running
Oh,
with anything. I'm
oh,
saying
okay.
Y'all
No.
want a man's
We're
undivided
being straight
attention, but you're
up.
not giving him your best all the time.
Woman to be dressed to the
For her,
nines
hold on.
in order for
I
me
don't.
to
I'm just
capture
making the
attention.
case.
That's,
Go ahead,
No.
Dr. Anwar.
that's not even. That's
No,
not
I
even
would say, hold on,
fair
though.
to
So
say.
realistically,
one person
realistically,
talk at a time. Some of y'all
I
just
would say
doing way
realistically,
too much.
Okay, so
realistically, you do want to like her
any
without
man
all her makeup.
that will only look
No,
at his
I'm aware that Dr.
woman.
Anwar, and I do agree. My point is this. They're trying to legislate and dictate what a man can't and can't do because
We're not trying to do that.
Nobody's trying to dictate
You asked
that.
the question and the question was answered. If I capture a man's eye, no matter what I look like, then I am at my pinnacle, because
I was
clearly
speaking to what
it was
Dr.
good
Anwar
enough to
said.
catch his eye.
I was
So
speaking to
if
what
he
Dr.
don't
Anwar
mind,
said.
if I capture his attention and he's happy straight out of bed, the same way I capture his attention when he
Right.
takes me out to dinner, then I'm at my best in his eyes.
I'm
So
not
what-
questioning that.
so
I said I
that-
was
that was the
responding to what
question you
Dr.
just asked.
Anwar said.
You just asked that question. You
I'm
just
not
asked that
responding to that. I accept that. I'm responding to what Dr. Anwar said. And I agree. The point is that women are saying that if he looks at another man, I'm going home to feed his dogs. We have people in the chat that saying his attention should be focused solely on the female he's with. Not only is that
Yeah, that's
unrealistic,
true.
that's inhumane. You're telling somebody that
Why
they
is
should
it
only have eyes for
inhumane?
you. That's equivalent to saying the person should only eat one type of food the rest of their life.
So you think that if
No,
we're out
if
to
we're
It's not what
having
I
a,
think.
You're
It's
saying
not
that
what
if
I
we're out
think.
to dinner
it is what
together
you
and you
think.
turn your head,
It's
Wait,
Hold up.
I
are
don't
you
Start
think
saying?
muting
that
I
some
I
of
got a
still
y'all.
question.
don't have your
I got a
attention.
question. Are you saying that it's okay for a man to invite a woman out to dinner and then have wandering eyes the entire night? Is that what you're saying? Because
I'm
that's what it sounds
I'm
like. You're
I'm
That's
saying.
what it
making the
sounds like.
I'm
If he's
making
on
the
a date
point.
with somebody, his attention should
I'm
be on
making
the
the
person
point.
that he's on the date with. If he's not into that person, then he needs to cut the date short. Don't sit there and be looking all around the room. That's rude.
Yeah, that's
If you're
very
not
I'm
into
disrespectful
making
if
the
you
it,
get to
point.
that point.
then you can go look all you want to. Hell, go holler at her once your date is over.
I'm just making the
Exactly.
point. I'm simply saying this.
You're supposed to be having a dinner with and look all around the room. There's no point in having that date.
So you're trying to
Even with your friends.
legislate behavior. And if you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just simply saying for any individual to try and legislate what a person does, you're going to run into an awful lot of headaches. That's
Nobody's
all I'm
trying to
saying.
legislate anything. If it
Nobody's
doesn't
trying to
agree with
legislate
what I
anything. It's
like,
just the
I
point of,
can't stop you from looking at anybody, but I sure
but
as
I
hell
sure
didn't have
can
to
remove
tolerate
myself
it.
from the
So
situation.
that's not legislating
Mhm.
anything. You still get to look all around the room if you so desire. I just won't be there to watch you do it. And that's not legislating anything.
So clearly,
And
That's
I
just
do not
let me
I
say
will
disagree.
this.
get
personal
So
I
clearly
will
this
get clear up and just walk out the door with no explanation.
so
And,
clearly
Kind of
this
like, you know, if you
you're
eat
well
off
within your
somebody's
right to
plate
do
without
that.
asking.
so clearly
I'm
this
not
Right.
must
saying
be a
anything
first
to the
date or
contrary.
something. This must be a
It
first
doesn't
date
I'm sorry.
matter.
because
Even if it's your first,
if it's somebody you've been with and you've been dating and y'all went on multiple dates, whatever, you would hope that you're that person's focus, that you wouldn't have
Right.
lurking eyes and
right.
looking all around. Because if it's that point, if it's that case, if you're not attracted to that person, then like I said, why the hell continue to go out with them? So
Well,
that
first
must
of
be
all,
I'm
just
gonna
some
be
because
right
early
there
stage.
looking at my plate.
attractive doesn't mean that someone who walks past you might not be attractive to your eye. And if
Right.
you happen to glance and look at a beautiful woman and okay, and your attention is back to me, that's not an issue. I think what the ladies are saying is if you're out to dinner with me and you just can't sit still
Yeah, that's some
because
ADHD
that's
shit.
different.
Whatever. You're supposed to be locked in on the person that you
No,
with.
that
Whatever.
I think
Supposed
that
to
would
be
be
locked in.
ridiculous. I mean, I
Right.
couldn't have somebody just sitting there staring at me all damn night long. That I think that's
But
an
when you're having
unrealistic expectation.
but when you're having an interaction, a communication, a
Yeah,
conversation, why am I going to be looking over there talking to you and you're in
exactly,
front of me?
exactly.
Well,
That's a
Well,
no-no.
one of the reasons that may be happening because he may be paying attention to his surroundings, like who up in here. So
That's
I
that
do
could
all
be
the
possible
time.
that
too.
could be a different
What
thing. That could
man
be a
is
different
that
And
story.
that
damn
is
interested
perfect.
in
That's
his
possible
surroundings?
too.
Huh?
Let's be real. What man is really that damn interested in his surroundings?
A man that's
Surroundings. Meaning he has someone else.
Exactly.
Okay.
Somebody who got somebody else is going to be interested in their surroundings. Thank you for answering that question. That means
And I,
Mhm.
I'll,
you
running
can
out
I'll
of
tell you
space.
guys,
you can
I'll
come
tell
up
you
with a
guys this
bucket
much.
load of scenarios for this
If you
situation.
sitting up there
I
looking
just think
around,
what
you must be
everybody
looking
is
for
saying
somebody. That means I
is
don't need
that
to
you
be sitting
want
at the table with
somebody
you.
who is into you that you can hold their attention. But if you're going overboard or to the left, to the right, if you're only peeping your surroundings out because you think another woman that you like is there or somebody else you're dealing with is there, that's a whole different, you know, bucket of worms. I don't
Mhm.
think you'll find too many women flipping their lid because you happen to glance and the waitress was just drop dead gorgeous and you just happen to say so. I
No,
don't
not
think
at all.
But if you look her
they're
up and
not that
down and
damn
stare at her
particular.
booty, I'm gonna have a problem
That's
with
a whole
that.
nother thing, right?
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
crossing lines there.
disrespect and just stating the obvious are two different things. So I would agree with Herb on a little bit of what he said, not all.
Right.
Yes, if we're just thinking that a man should be zoned in on us like this all damn day
Well,
and all
now,
damn
when you
night,
say
well, yeah,
zoned in, I don't mean like
you're
you're gonna
gonna
be
come into
freaking
some
staring
problems.
and gawking at somebody.
Yeah, don't
But
nobody
that's your
want that.
attention. Yeah. No,
Don't
who
nobody
who
want
who would
that.
do that? Who would do that? Be in a
Nobody.
trance.
Nobody wants that.
And I don't think there's a woman out there that would expect a man to just all eyes for her.
Right.
You know, I would want that in his heart, all eyes for her. And that's just figuratively speaking, but realistically, I mean, come on.
You know, if I could just share, I wanted to share with Herb. I wanted to say that I do agree with you as well too. I do believe that as a woman, I like to always try to be on my best when I am with my guy or around him because I want to keep his attention. You know, I think it should matter. But I love what Rebecca said, that I want to have that kind of relationship. I would like to have that kind of relationship where when he sees me or kind of man, he's gonna always like what he sees. He's gonna always want what he sees, makeup or no makeup, dressed up or dressed down. I want to, and I want to be the same for him. I want him to always be sexy to me, regardless.
So let me ask you this. So would you take any of his recommendations?
Yeah.
If you want him, if you want to look up for him, and he say, "I don't really like when you wear that. I don't like that I don't care for you to wear makeup. I don't care about those loud nail polish colors and all that stuff." Will you take his suggestions?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Mm-hmm. But he's gonna have to take me to the nail salon and pick out a color that he likes.
See there we go.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind choosing the colors I wear. No, I want to be sexy for him. Why not?
Exactly, because we're catering
I don't
to
have no problem with it.
what he wants to see. Like the same way same way Rebecca would say, honey, you can't wear that ugly sweater. I mean,
No, I know y'all about to talk about this damn Christmas sweater again. No, I'm telling y'all right now, we're not about to go there.
By the way, I like how you match the hat and the shirt.
My hair is looking crazy.
I'm
just
sorry.
saying,
You can wear that
know,
sweater.
Same way we would say, hey, babe, don't wear that sweater. We would like for a man to say, hey, I hate when you wear them loud, ghetto ass neon nails. Could you pick,
Right.
all right. Let's do it.
Or let's go to the mall and pick you out a new outfit that he likes.
Exactly. Take me shopping. What would you like to see me in? I'm all game for it. Because it's no, I take that back.
I mean, to an extent.
I had a dude dress me one time, and I looked all types of fucking crazy. So wait, I gotta take that back. I just thought about it. Within reason, yeah.
It seemed to me, like I said on one of these episodes, that men may take women recommendations better than y'all take ours.
That is a true statement. That is a
I think it's all in the delivery, depending on how you say it.
It's in the delivery.
The reason I say that is because you really have some fashion forward men out there. They really can put a complete outfit together, and I applaud them. Looking at them all day and all night, but I personally wouldn't trust anybody's judgment on dressing me from head to toe, except for me. And I've never had anybody tell me, take that off, not never. So, but, I dated a guy and all he liked was lace, and why, I have no idea. And every dress he ever picked out for me was lace.
Is sexy. Lace shows
you just had to see what he was working with, sweetie. Lace can be sexy in a pair of panties. That's about it. But men are more open to listening to a woman when it comes to dressing. Mostly, I think, could be wrong, because we have a better sense of fashion. We ain't gonna have y'all out in them streets looking crazy. Rest assured, we are not.
Yeah, we are not.
And then sometimes
some guys,
a lot of times,
you love seeing girls in biker shorts and the too tight biker shorts and a tube top, knowing full well she looked crazy in that outfit, but. So that's just, and I'm just joking. Please don't take it too serious.
So when you ask, how do I look, babe, or whatever, and the man says,
I'm not asking. So
it depends on where we go.
You look all right, whatever, but can't you put something else on? How you gonna take that?
But it depends on how you say it.
I don't.
I've never had
That's what I
anybody.
said.
So
It depends
it has
on
to
the
be sugar
delivery.
coated. It has to be sugar coated.
No,
No, it don't have
Not
to be
absolutely
sugar
not.
sugar-coated.
coated.
It's about the
But
delivery.
Right.
It's
Because y'all
about
would say
being
y'all would say
diplomatic.
something like Rebecca said, this sweater, that ugly sweater. Y'all would say something and not thinking
That
like
shit was
men have
fucked
feelings
up.
too.
Because guys take it like good like that. That's how they get.
Not all guys,
That's
as
how we
y'all
get their
say.
attention.
Here,
Not all guys. Not all guys.
I'm tight as
have
hell
no
about
Know
that
your
problem
sweater.
person
David get
now.
excited about
Listen,
that
I'm tight as
sweater.
hell
have no
about that
problems
sweater.
putting on
I
them
told
ugly
you.
ass sandals
David
with
get
some
excited about that
socks
sweater.
and some shorts and stepping your ass outside. And and me personally, if I can put it out there, I can receive it back. I'll never say you got to sugarcoat your like or dislike for anything that I'm wearing. It won't hurt my feelings. So, but I've never had anybody tell me the outfit that you're wearing, I don't like it.
See, Swan just said
Not
yes,
one.
it has to be sugar coated. So y'all
It
want
don't have
men
to
to
be
break it
sugar-coated with
down
me.
to you nicely, like,
Not
oh, I
sugar-coated, but they can
prefer
say it nice.
I prefer you to wear something else. Do you have something else to wear? Hell no.
No,
Hell no. Take
this
that
how
shit
you gotta
off.
No.
say it.
No, no,
How
I
young
would
men can be suave.
not
Don't
like
act like
that.
you don't have some suave about yourself. You could be like, baby, I like that dress in there, that orange one in there.
There you
Yeah.
go.
What
There
about
you
you wearing
go.
that one? That
There
I
you
like
go.
to wear
Something
that.
like that.
Y'all know how
Now,
to
if he says,
do I have to teach
if
y'all
he
how to be
says that's
smooth?
ugly and if he
I got
says
to
that's
teach y'all.
ugly and disgusting, then I'm gonna be in a bad mood for the date.
If he simply said,
If
where
he,
you going with that on? Where you going with that on? Y'all gonna be into y'all feelings.
Yeah.
I
But
will.
just
Be like,
teach
I
y'all how
will
to
David
be.
get the
Lakia
delivery.
just said the best
They
way to approach
can
the
be in the
situation
feels
is
like
to
Bill Buck is
suggest
breaking
an
the
outfit you want
backboard.
to see her in.
and Dave, if you really want to wear that ugly ass sweater, baby, put it on. Please go right on ahead.
I'm gonna wear that sweater. As long as we doing
Yeah,
this,
put it
next
on.
year I'm gonna bust it back out again
You go
during
right on
Christmas
ahead
time.
and put that
Look,
sweater
I'm gonna
on.
make sure I
You
get
still
you
look
a send
good
me a
from
picture and
your
I'll make sure you get a hat that matches that ugly ass sweater.
yeah, you go
The
right
hat
on
it
ahead
did
with
match
that.
it. It did match it. Yes,
It
it did.
did not. It looked crazy.
It matched, it was just ugly. It was that's all. But from the chin up, you was working with something. So, I might be able to look past the sweater and
I mean,
stand in front of you all night. So
he came ready tonight. He matched the hat and the shirt. Like,
yeah, you looking
he came
quite
ready
decorative.
tonight.
I'm feeling all of that.
Thank
You got a
thank you.
Now,
curious
sometimes,
george thing going on. I like that.
Yeah, funny man. Oh
no.
god.
Well, sometimes I like
Wait
to
a
have
minute.
some input on on what I'm wearing because I might be on the fence about something that I'm wearing. And if it don't look good to
Well,
him, then I want him to pick me out something cute that he
well,
likes to see me in.
when in
I don't
doubt, go
care.
with your first thought. Then, if you on the fence, then you should know maybe I shouldn't go there.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you try to switch it up a little bit and it don't really jive and you want somebody else's opinion. I ask my girlfriends all the time, does this look good? Why wouldn't I ask the guy I'm going on a date with? What do you think about this?
Girlfriends may lie to you too.
No, we don't.
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No,
They
see,
might want you to look like a damn
to,
fool. They
I
might
kind
want
of
you to
have
look like
to
a damn
agree
fool.
with David on that one.
No.
Thank you, Latoya. Thank you.
I'll say that. I'll say this. Some girlfriends are not really your girlfriends.
There you
Exactly.
go.
Because I remember one time this girl was out with her friends or whatever, and I just so happened to be getting on the bus. And I said to the young lady that this was years ago. I said to her, I said, "Excuse me, honey," and I whispered it. I was like, your track is showing, so she could fix it. And my friend that I was with was like, "Why did you say that?" I was like, "Because she's out here trying to look cute. I want her to actually, match all the way through. You can't be cute if your tracks are showing." I said, if her friends was any kind of friends, they would have told her track was showing so she could fix that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
That
that's
lets
what a
you know her
girlfriend would
crew
do. They
wasn't
would
paying her
tell,
no
honey,
attention or
go
didn't tell
fix
her.
You
that.
got some girls and one of them want to be head cheerleaders, so all they friends are ugly or
Yep.
whatever, and they be out in the club so that she automatically looks like the cute
Yep.
one, but she ain't really cute
That
neither.
happens.
Girls do
Yep.
that.
And that happens.
Girls do that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It
girls
does.
do that. Yeah, grown ass women don't do stuff like that. You gonna tell your bestie Mm-mm.
Listen. We see it all day long, and I keep bringing up this point on social media when people post pictures and people like, "Oh, you look cute," "Oh, this and that," and they know they be lying. Whatever they know,
I
they
don't
be
comment
lying.
on shit. If I think you look crazy, I just don't comment.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what
not
I'm.
gonna tell you that
That's the
lie.
point of reference I'm coming from,
I'm not gonna
Latoya.
comment. I'm not
Yeah,
even gonna entertain that
yeah.
lie. And if you
There
somebody
are girls out
it,
there that will
I'm
do that, but
sliding
I
your
don't
DM
think
and be
grown
like, bro,
women
I'm gonna
do
need you to
that.
take this picture down because you look crazy as shit.
Well, I'm glad because other people, I'll be like, "Is they serious? Are they freaking kidding me? Whatever, right now." But it's a lot of lies that go on like that.
I mean, you do have people that do that. We won't say that. There are people out there that do that.
Herb, they've been trying to silence you, man. Talk to me, man.
Hey, I let the guilty speak. Sometimes they tell it themselves.
Who's guilty of what?
Guilty of what exactly? Guilty
Right.
of what?
Don't need
Now
to
I'm really confused.
I'll take that charge.
Guilty of what? Telling you the truth?
Exactly.
I'm
Honest, I'll take that charge. I'll take that charge any day. I tell people all the time, before you ask me for my opinion or my advice, here's my disclaimer. It may piss you off. It may hurt your feelings. Do you still want me to answer your question? Because one thing I don't sugarcoat and I don't tell lies.
I've been in a lot of schools, and I've seen a lot of funny behavior.
No chaser.
Say what? What did you say?
I'm aware of the politics with among women and how they work, and I'm okay with it. I just know
I think
a lot of.
I think you just
Most of
Herb, I want to ask you, Herb, have you dated anyone outside of Niagara Falls
or Toronto?
Nope.
That's a classified question that you don't have clearance to know.
That means no.
Okay.
Yes.
The reason why I say that is because I just, just the way that you sound a little bit, I think that you have an experience, just a good broad amount of different women. And I'm just gonna be honest. That's just how I feel, and I feel that I think you show
she
you
said it
have
really
so many
nice.
stipulations, Herbert, that you have so many stipulations of which you will not accept, that you're missing out on so many beautiful women.
Nope.
Which
And
is
so many
the
beautiful
exact statement
opportunities.
he just made about us excluding people
I'm
because of
going to
their
say
income
this,
or
and I want you to
education.
understand it.
It's
I
about
do
to
not
attack.
fight
Here it comes.
anyone's perceptions. That's your perception of me, and you're entitled to have it. I'm not going to defend. I'm not going to try to rationalize it. If that's what you want to believe, by all means, believe it.
Baby,
So you're bringing me soup tonight, Herb?
Oh, she said, "Pull up again."
I'm just so joking.
Herb said he got to go to work tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where he works. That's okay. I'm just totally. I'm just making light of the. I'm
It's
just
called
throwing in my little sense of humor.
for a reason. I don't discuss what I do with individuals I'm not doing things with. I try to put it to you nicely. So where I date, what I do is my business.
See, that's good. That's good. Herb doesn't kiss and tell. Good job, Herb.
Good thing. But we weren't asking you to kiss and tell. We were asking about experience.
None of that shit.
Which experience brings about education?
Let me give you a little information on my travels. I've been from Toronto to Tampa, from Tampa to Las Vegas, and in those travels, I have met many a woman. That's all you need to know.
Okay. Thanks for the transparency.
Women is not the same thing, but all right.
And if you doubt whether or not I've been in Las Vegas, ask the person that's situated above you in the queue.
But wait, do you have a passport?
I
got you.
No, I don't have a passport, but can I get one? Yes.
You need a passport. Now it's time to go to Rome or something. Now it's time to go to Paris. Neither want to go to Paris. It's time to go to Paris.
Well, trust me, when that day arrives, there won't be any issues whether or not I can get there. The only question is who's going to be alongside of me. And trust me, well, nobody know except the individual that's alongside of me.
That's it. That's good.
Well, so prior planning, you should just get one now because it takes it ain't quick. It ain't a quick turnaround.
Actually, yes, you can. You can pay to have it expedited. I have my
You
application already.
can. Yeah, you can if you want to pay that much. Yeah,
Well,
you're
damn,
right.
if I'm traveling overseas, what's a couple extra $100 to get my passport expedited?
That's a couple hundred extra dollars we could have some fun with on vacation.
We? Who is we?
Mm. Whoa,
I thought
whoa,
some planning was going down in the room.
whoa.
I'm saying, I'm just,
be with you, Herb. Okay.
Anita.
I'm just having some fun with her. I'm
Yeah.
saying we, as in, you know, if you go with somebody, that's extra $100 you could have to do something else with that person on the vacation, rather than spend it on a passport.
You batting zero with Herb. The other week you asked for soup. He shot that down. Now you talk about some long.
I got my own soup.
Yeah.
I got my own soup. I got plenty of offers to go on a long excursion.
Okay, Anita. Okay.
That's fine. I'm particular too, like Herb.
I'm not particular. I have a set of
Okay. Whatever you want to call it, Herb.
Being particular, but all right.
difference.
It sounds the same as being particular.
Now, particular people are willing to settle.
Oh my Lord Jesus! Here we go.
I'm not.
See, you set yourself up for these arguments about what you say.
Pardon?
I said you always set yourself up because we're saying particular in our eyes is the same as what you say in your opinion.
Oh, that's fine. If that's you want to run the game, that's fine. I can accept that. I won't defend it.
Okay. Accept it. Let's not argue about it. Let's move on.
No, there's no argument.
Right along.
You on one tonight, Anita? What's up?
Yeah, Anita. Yeah,
you on fire tonight, man.
Exactly from the beginning.
Yeah. You know why? I'll tell you guys why. Because a lot of times when I come on here, like I got so much stuff on my mind, so much going on, I'm exhausted, and plus, like I feel like I'm being transparent, which sometimes makes me feel like I look like a weak female, which I'm not, but I'm just being transparent. Some people aren't as transparent because they want to look a certain way as like our societal norms, but you know I have my shortcomings just like everybody else. Yeah. So tonight on this conversation, I know what's up.
You've been ready. You've been ready all day, Anita. You've been ready all day.
I've been ready all day. I didn't even have my surgery today, and you know I had all day to think.
Good for you.
And read.
Yes, ma'am.
My school books, because I'm a big nerd. I'm not even taking classes right now. I'm just preparing for the classes I gotta take.
Let me ask a question. Like, out of the 10 reasons, like why some women remain single, as you guys, what could you give us women in your mind and your thoughts that would help single women, you know, not be single anymore or gain a man's attention? Like, what is it that you see, you experience? I'm interested.
Yeah, let us take some notes.
Let's see.
Think about it.
I will give you a better way to get the answers to that question.
Okay.
Post it to Facebook.
Better not say KF.
Really?
So you don't have any. You don't want to enlighten us.
The reason why I say that is this: we're going to test everything that you wouldn't have said about being able to take criticism from a man. And who knows you, quote unquote, better than the people you post to daily? You're sharing your thoughts, you're sharing what you dislike, you're sharing what you want in a man. Post it to Facebook. I have absolutely no problem posting at the Facebook. You know why? Because I understand who I am, I understand what my shortcomings are, and I'm willing to accept what people say, whether I disagree with it or not. So if you're comfortable with who you are, post it to Facebook. Don't ask David and myself because you guys are always questioning what we say. Post it to Facebook.
No, this is a conversation. This is an
Post it
open
to Facebook.
conversation. So it would be
Open
good to have some
dialogue.
transparency.
Post it to Facebook.
Well, that's not a problem. I mean, I do videos and everything on Facebook, so people could call me out at any given time and
No.
say, "Oh, she ain't no good."
I wanted
They can say
to.
all kinds of stuff. I just actually
This
saw a
is
video,
not
and this
about
girl
calling,
doing a video about me. Somebody just
it's
sent it
not
to me
about
because
calling people out.
it was a good one though.
You
But
ask
I'm just-
a question.
Okay.
If you want the answer, just post it to
David,
Facebook.
okay, David, brother
Okay.
David,
So
brother David, you mind answering the question?
Okay, so
Thank you.
as far as me answering
I
it,
feel like
Since Herb don't want to answer the question, you know.
so for me, as far as answering it, it's about like I think which one was it? Stop thinking your experiences are the end all be all. Sometimes you have to put that what Melvin did to you off to the side. And we talk about that stuff about the baggage part and just going into something new. And a lot of times because of that, you've been burnt in other experiences that no matter what that new person will do, he doesn't have a fighting chance. And it's just not women, it's men too, that you have that stuff. So when will we all just say, you know what, let me push that to the side? Of course, theories say the best predictor of the future is your past and all that stuff. But when will we just say, okay,
I don't think
we're going into that open-minded, we're just going to have fun, no expectations, and just enjoy each other. Let's laugh. Let's have that desire because the laughter is so great and us enjoying each other that we continue to want to see each other one time after the next, after the next, after that. And I think that's how you build on stuff. But when we have all these stipulations and stuff, or listen, I'm just being cautious. I don't do this. I don't do that. I don't invite nobody over until at least 8 or 9 months, whatever. And when you have all of that stuff, I don't know how productive it's going to be when we go into something with so guarded. So sometimes we just have to say, you know what, I'm cautious, but I'm still going to try to open up a little, I'm going to try to open up myself just for something greater. Does that make
which
sense?
is part of the
Yes.
yeah, which is the part of developing intellectual intimacy with somebody or intimacy with somebody. Yeah, that makes sense. Could I address the number 5? Women are boring daters. What What do you mean?
Well, I think when this originally came out, when they said boring daters, because I think some guys at the time when I was having this conversation, they were saying most women think, oh, let's go to the movies, let's go out to eat, and the guys were thinking like, damn, what about this opportunity that I cook for you, or you cook for me, or we make a meal together and we just lounge and have fun together instead of the same old typical things. And people say, oh, you can go to a park and you can walk, you can get some ice cream, some coffee or something. But the ultimate goal, movies, we already know. If that's your thing, that's dead. That's just the worst thing ever. 2 people sitting there quiet, sitting there awkwardly, whatever. That's never an option. That's when you together for years and y'all going there and you're trying to get a power nap in. Like we go into the movie and you just sit there. But yeah, that's what the movies are. That's what the movies are.
That.
I don't think so.
I think if a woman lets a man plan everything, like she has nothing in her back pocket that she can pull out and say, let's go to a basketball game, or let's go to the Friday night football game, or let's go fishing, or let's take a ride and go camping. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody want to be around somebody where it's so damn predictable that you already show up with the movie tickets because that's what the other one is gonna suggest. So that makes sense to me.
Sometimes you just got to step out your comfort zone and do something you never did, and you say, "Damn, I never thought I would like this," and I did that.
And I think that's why she was saying when he was saying, like, when you exclude people because of their education, and she was saying, if you really care for somebody, you might give it a try what they like. And I think that piggybacks off of being a boring dater. You could be dating a guy and you're totally not into mechanics, but you're willing to, he's working on some car he's had forever and he's trying to get it started. You might sit out there with a glass of Kool-Aid and shit and, you know,
Kool-Aid.
sit out there while he's working on the car, and you just might learn how to change a tire while you're at it, you know.
True.
But this
Who
is
knows?
let me
It's
jump.
quality time.
You know,
Let me follow that up, Rebecca. When I made that statement, what I was alluding to was this. Let's imagine you're at a corporation and they're having a camping retreat. But the woman says, you know what? I don't like camping. I'm not going to go. Turns out that when you get to this camping retreat, there's a famous individual there that was giving a motivational speech, somebody that you wanted to see, that you would have loved to have seen, but you didn't go because you don't like camping. That's what I'm talking about, shutting down things before you even get a chance. And it shouldn't take a relationship or whether you care for somebody to have you open to new experiences. This
that
is
is
what I'm
true.
talking about.
That
That's what I'm talking
and
about.
I
And a
agree
lot of
with that
women will
wholeheartedly.
shut that down before they even have a chance, and they don't know what they miss.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
That
We
depends
miss
on the age, I
opportunities
think,
every
too.
single day. There's a missed opportunity somewhere, and you never know. But you know, if camping is not your thing, you don't like bugs and, you know, whatever the case may be, and you just don't want to go and you miss that opportunity, you know, oh well.
It just wasn't meant
If
for you
you're
Well,
saying
to
that
experience
just
it.
totally, you know, I'm not gonna date this
Yeah.
man because he loves camping type thing. You know,
don't
I
ask
Yeah.
me
would
to go
agree, but I
camping.
don't
I
Don't
like
ask
to.
me
mean,
to go camping. I ain't going
You
there.
don't like to
I
camp? You don't
think,
like to go
I think
camping?
you could try it like
Man,
one time.
I'm gonna be transparent. Any damn thing out there moving, I'll be like, "What the hell is that?" Or whatever the case is. I ain't
Oh
gonna act
well,
like, "Yo,
baby,
I'm
You
this
know
big
camping,
what?
camping
macho."
is the
Can I
bomb.
can I say this? You
I
know,
think,
one thing that's very attractive, I think to me as a woman, that's attractive to me about a man is when he's not a coward. There's too many men that are cowards. That's another reason why I think a lot of women are single, because men are not to call you a coward, David, because you don't want to go to the forest or go camping.
Yeah, I don't want to see
But
no
I'm
bears
not
and
saying
all that
manly.
shit.
They're not
just like
manly men.
right, just not. Most men don't want to make a decision, and to me, that's a coward. They're cowarding out when they don't want to make a decision on something.
Yeah.
And you know, just allowing the woman to always make the decision, or
I
but like
hate
you said,
that.
just or like even me, like trying something different. I think camping. Now, I did go camping one time, and I was scared out of my brain, but I do want to
Okay,
do it
okay.
again.
So
I'm not
hush,
saying
hush.
it's not scary because I feel like I was in a horror movie, but the fact that I think it'd be still something that worth trying. I
No,
don't want to have any fear of anything. I don't want fear to govern my life.
all
So
right. So
that's why
let me let
And
me correct
and
that. Let me
for
correct that.
me,
So if you're with a woman and y'all both got fears and you're transparent and say, look, I don't want no bears, I don't want to see no deers running through here, I don't want to see nothing out of the norm other than a dog and a damn cat, but y'all do it together and y'all brave it out, I think that's gonna open up some closeness. That's
it
Yeah,
gonna
would.
go a long way.
yeah,
That's gonna
Absolutely.
go a long way if
yeah.
y'all do it
absolutely.
together and y'all have each
Right.
other backs, whatever. But if
Yeah,
one person
hopefully
is
you can
on,
run.
Hmm.
yeah. If
Hopefully you
one
can run
person
and
on
we can
board and the
date.
other one is not, then it could be a disaster.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
And
That's a
also,
nice compromise.
I like a man who can plan a date too. Like, don't ask me where I want to go. Just like plan it, surprise me. Like, put in some effort
Anita, I don't got
to.
time for that. Don't got
You
time.
got time for that. Oh, okay, let me tell you. So I've been meeting all the wrong guys, I guess, because I planned, no, not all the wrong guys, but I'm being silly. But this one time in band camp, I planned this fun date. And then he was like, no, I gotta blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like doing that. I said, damn it. I spent all day yesterday thinking about the date today and all the fun things that we could do. And now, if you don't want to plan the date, we might as well do what I want to do.
You know,
Anita,
That's how
let me
I
say this.
feel.
hopefully in your journey to find the right man, you're gonna meet a lot of men that aren't the right man for you. Hopefully they're good
I
men.
know.
They're good men. And I've met a lot of good men that weren't the right man for me. Doesn't mean they weren't good men or good people.
Right.
But if you're lucky,
Right.
you'll get to date, quite a bit and sip
I'm
your
not
way
one
through
of
that.
those.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not one of those boring daters. If you want to go to the Bandits game, if you want to go to the basketball game, the opera, the football game, I like to sit there and watch a man at a sports bar drink a beer out of a bottle, not a can, a bottle. But I think
Ding,
that's
ding, ding.
sexy.
She said opera.
Opera, concerts, like I'm pretty open to what road trips, science museums.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty open to all that stuff. So I don't think I fall under that umbrella of a boring dater, because I don't always just want to sit around and watch a movie or go out to eat because I'm getting fat.
I'll try anything so long as it don't involve cold weather. I'll try it.
Listen, that road trip
And
thing,
especially,
that road trip thing, that's a nice excursion. Be there with someone and y'all kind of locked in and conversation, different places, whatever. Now that's a nice little thing, but I guess you have to build up to that to get to that point, whatever. Here, Herb, go with that.
Not everybody's that impulsive. Not everybody is that impulsive and adventurous as I am.
Yeah, because it's too much stuff on TV, and most people think like, okay, if I went on a road trip with him, let me. I don't know where I'm going to end up at. Does he have anger issues or whatever the case is? So people may not be willing to take that risk.
That's why you take a 1 hour road trip first. See how that goes.
Well, I would encourage to take something shorter before you go across country.
Pretty much.
I would top it. I would add this. Take a flight to a city that both of you want to visit. 45-minute flight. I know here that we used to have an airline that flew to Myrtle Beach. It's something simple. $600-700 a weekend, you back home.
And after that, you will know good and well, and if you guys can tolerate each other.
I've always been a kind of adventurous type of person. I give people the benefit of the doubt. So I think that's kind of fun, just to get out and do something, meet somebody, and see how things go. You never know.
And plus, if I wanted to date, if I was dating somebody, why would I want to miss the opportunity to spend quality time with that person doing something different? I don't know.
It happens a lot.
I probably wouldn't. Wouldn't.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless it involves seafood.
Yeah, definitely owns something about them random trips. I had one of my friends tell me that she went all the way to Jamaica with some guy, and he only had $10 damn to his name. $10 damn. So you learn a lot. You learn a lot about people, like they gonna pay for what we can do, or whatever the case is. He had $10, and he spent that $10 on some weed. This is real story, real cocktail conversations. You can't make this stuff up. Whatever. How he got there, I guess he had enough and all that. But when he got there, as far as spending money, he had $10.
I'm so adventurous. Like one time,
and going.
Because he figured this woman was a stand-up person, and no matter what, she was going to want to have fun, and she would pick up the slack.
Did she?
Yeah. What else? What choice did she have?
To say no,
or she have to pay for everything.
Have him figure it out by himself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm real adventurous too. Like back in the day when, in the 90s, when Toronto was open, like me and my boyfriend, we left at, I don't know, 12 o'clock at night to drive to Toronto for some coffee. I mean,
Toronto,
like,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but just like in the country with no money. Toronto is leaving the country, but not really, because we so close. But you talking about going all the way to Jamaica with $10 in your pocket? He'd have been so hurt. His feelings would have been so hurt.
What could you do after the fact that you there, but pick up the slack and pay for everything?
I wouldn't have picked up.
What do you mean?
What
So you
you
said
got?
you said you would have fed him or anything?
No.
Nope.
If you brought
He
your
should have
ass
planned that
over,
before.
that's
Rude.
clearly that's what you
I know y'all
expect.
grandmothers,
That's
if they
not
still alive,
rude.
rolling over in their grave to know
Oh
y'all
well.
would leave somebody
Oh,
hanging like that.
Oh well.
God.
my grandma just turned
And it's been gone
107,
for a long
and
time.
I don't
She's not
know.
rolling over on anything. If you go somewhere and
My
you're not
grandma most
prepared to
certainly
be
ain't
there,
rolling over. She'd
and
be
your
like, that damn
expectation
fool
is that
should have known
someone
better.
else is gonna take care of you just because you chose not to prepare yourself,
There's a conversation you guys should have had
Shit.
prior to leaving.
I'm gonna be honest. I have to be honest. I probably would have still paid for some food.
not me.
No, like extracurricular activities. But
But if you
make
able
sure
to do it by yourself, again, then you would have said, damn, I'm pissed off, but I guess I got to pay for this because I don't want to
go
do
by
it by
myself.
myself.
I'll do
I
the
do it by
activities by
myself.
myself. Yeah, but the
I'll
food,
be
I'll
by
make sure
myself.
he eat. I'll make sure he eat because I don't want him to go starving.
He gonna starve.
It's the same. It's a
He gonna starve. His ass gonna be real hungry and thin and all of that when he get home. Yeah. Matter of fact, go cash in your ticket and get your ass back to the States a little earlier so that you can go to work and get some more money. Hell no, that's rude and disrespectful and all of that. It for any
That's
person
one of those
to think,
situations where I would have to
Yeah.
question if this is a test.
well,
Because that's what that
That's
sounds
like-
like, a test.
that would be like somebody taking a space heater from my house that I give them and then selling it for weed.
that don't even compare. That's fucked up too. That don't even compare. You're talking about leaving
Right.
the whole damn country with $10 in your pocket,
Now,
and you felt
if he's
perfectly comfortable doing that. So you should feel perfectly comfortable being hungry while you're there. That was a deliberate move that you did, and so you should be prepared for whatever happens to you when you make that choice.
That the ladies that
Now,
have bills
it's
just
different.
stop.
If
So I don't
he's
know if you
not,
meant they would not
if
have
he's my
bills.
husband and he makes less than me, that's one thing. I probably would pick
Nah.
If he's just somebody I'm dating, hell no. No way. No way.
If
you
he
trying to
went
put me to
over
the
there,
test, and I have to wonder, are you like, is this test to see whether you can just get over on me and use me for my money, or is this like,
yeah,
no way. You go all the way
was
out the country with $10
disrespectful
in your
for him.
pocket.
Yeah.
And what if I was that kind of person that'd be like, well, fuck it, you're gonna starve the rest of this trip? Like,
You sure are. Your ass gonna be more
you
than
can't.
hungry.
Certain tests you just can't issue out, and that's the test that you just don't do. Not that far from home.
You gotta be brave to do something like that.
Have any of y'all ever noticed? Have any of y'all noticed, like when you go out to eat, like lately, that they put the bill, they hand it to the women? Have any of y'all noticed that?
No, they put it right in the middle with both of us. They put it right in the middle.
When I
And
go,
this
my husband,
go back years. This go back to years. I've been noticing they always put it on the woman's side now.
Now, if I want to pay for the check,
if I invited you out, I have no problems paying for the meal. That's my expectation, is that I'm going to pay for it. If you invited me out, I expect that you pay for it. And so I don't have a problem taking a man out to eat. Get your drink on, get your eat on, all of that.
Dietrich said, I'm listening how they talk. They would have covered the trip. So he basically saying, y'all talking good.
I have done it. I have done it. So I ain't gonna sit here and say I wouldn't do it. I took somebody to a Knicks game, a New York Knicks game, and the whole out to dinner, all of that. And after coming back, they was trying to see somebody else that they had to pick up. They ain't had no vehicle picking them up. I used to call it bus stop because you rather have bus stop? Okay. So just real talk.
Yeah.
I mean,
ain't nobody covering nothing for him. He got that all
I've
wrong.
done that. But the fact after that it was over.
Wallet or credit card.
It was over after that.
Nobody paid for nothing for you. You didn't make nobody do nothing for you.
It's one thing if we have this conversation before we leave, and he'd be like, "Look, I spent my money to
pay for the trip. I don't got it.
Yeah.
I say anything to get there and get surprised. I got $10. I need to plan ahead.
And it's spending on weed. Oh no.
Just spend that shit on me because I don't already spend my money in my head. Now you fucking up my plans. I don't like you anymore. I've done it. Don't do it.
I would be so turned off.
I can't judge anybody. I've done it.
I ain't never done nothing like that.
I've done some.
My mother wouldn't let us leave the house without having at least enough money in our pocket to get a cab home or to call her.
So
one or the other.
So
ain't no way in hell I'm going on a trip outside of the country and I don't have enough money to take care of me. There's no way. Now, if we got over there and you lost your credit card, that's one thing, but nah.
A man may have too much pride, but what if it was vice versa and you didn't have it? And the man said, "Oh, you ain't got nothing."
I wouldn't go.
I wouldn't have that conversation before we even bought the tickets or planned the trip.
I wouldn't go.
Like, hey, I don't have it. You got me or what?
Because I need to go shopping. I wouldn't go.
That's a conversation we have long before we get on a plane and go anywhere.
I just wouldn't go because I'm not relying. If we get over there and for some reason you get mad and you decide you don't want to take care of me while I'm over there, then I'm just stuck. I wouldn't go. I'm not going nowhere.
You gotta have your own money.
I ain't going nowhere.
And I can respect what you're saying, Rebecca. And always make reference to what my grandmother used to say. No matter what I used to do when I was younger, she always made sure I had money in my pocket. So here go a few dollars just in case. And she would say, you need to eat before you go there, but just in case, here go a few dollars. Just in case, so you don't be put out there like that. And you learn that from a long time. But a lot of times you have people, they don't give a damn. They just roll whatever and think like, okay, somebody. See, even for me, back when I was younger, people like, oh, let's go hang out. And I'll be like, man, I ain't got no money. Like, no, I got you. But for me, it seemed like they control your whole activity. That you got to wait on them to buy you a drink. You got to sit around. And then if you say, yeah, what's up? I want another drink. Now it looks like you're begging, whatever. So that never fit in well with me. I got to have control over that situation.
My thing is,
now that was the point that I was trying to make about not working last week. When I was saying that I would always have a job because I wouldn't want anybody to be able to have that much control over my life. It just... Why would you want to be anywhere and not at least have enough money to get yourself home in case whatever goes wrong? That person could die on you while you're out there and you just stuck. So I just wouldn't go. There's no way in hell I would leave this country with $10 in my pocket in hopes that somebody is going to take care of their
No, that's a violation of principles growing up, man.
You ain't lying.
Well, Herbert is gone. Herbert battery died.
Yeah. Now I will say this: I have invited like my sister or friends out with me, and I'm the type of person. If I invite you out with me and you say I don't have money, I will give you money so that you can enjoy yourself because I really just want the company.
So that's right. Usually you with people you trust.
So that you can be comfortable, you know what I mean? Because I want the company. But if you somebody I ain't really feeling it and you be like, oh, I don't have no money, next.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I did it, I wanted to go. It was something I wanted to do, so I did it. And they didn't have, a lot of money. That was fine. I chopped it up for that time. But, after that,
but you trust you, right?
Yeah.
You trust you and your actions, but that don't mean that you're gonna trust somebody else's actions. Hell, I don't go out with my own kids without some money. I've been in
right. You gotta have some money.
And she's gotten mad about something and didn't want to speak and shit, and she was the one driving, and I was just kind of like, what the hell? I'm not going anywhere with anybody. Yeah, I'll treat a person if I feel like it because I trust me. Even if I'm mad at you, I'm gonna throw some money at you and tell you to get on. At least you can get home. But I don't trust nobody. No.
I'm probably that's the thing is. Go ahead, Anita. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, I've taken a guy on a date before and paid for it because he didn't have the money. But I expected, I guess I will use the word expected. I would expect mannerfully that he would leave the tip, and he didn't. And then I try to hand my credit card to him so he could pay it, so it didn't look like I'm paying for a guy, because I didn't want to demasculate him or whatever that word is. And then he was like, "No, it's your credit card, you pay." I was like, "Yeah, but don't you, like, aren't you embarrassed to have a woman, like, give you her, I don't know." And then he didn't even want to leave the tip. I was
Dave,
like,
do
"You
y'all find it
ungrateful little
embarrassing?
bitch."
Well, if he didn't have no money, what the frick he was gonna have? What tip money? Where
Well,
the tip money
no,
was gonna come from?
well, listen, he didn't have enough money to go where I wanted to go.
Oh.
And I mean, he probably had enough money for like the tip, like $5 at least. I mean, if we were going to Burger King, he would have $10 for both of us to eat. So if we go to a nice restaurant, at least bring some change for the tip if I'm paying. I don't know. I just thought that was ill mannered.
Dave, do you have a problem with a woman paying for dinner?
I don't have no problem with it because I know that it's like a balance that I got you, we got each other. So it's just a matter of somebody saying, "Oh, don't worry about it, I got it."
I mean, but how long after you guys been dating though?
I don't even know if it require that, because I think certain things, like if you with someone, somebody might say, "Okay, I'm paying for this," and you're like, "Okay, I got the drinks," or whatever the case is. And I think it's just a balance. Now, where some guys, go ahead.
No, finish, because the question I have to ask you, I need an answer. Finish.
Right. So I just think it depends on the individual, whatever. Like you can almost sense when somebody like, "Oh, they got a lot of slick with them. They ain't planning to do anything," and it's like it's gonna be majority. I'm paying everything, but you might work together, and I think in that case, that's learning the traits of interdependence. Okay, you paying for this, I'm paying for that. We got each other. It's a collaboration, and everybody fine. So I don't think it's nothing that should be standard to say no. A man has to pay for this, because sometimes women are like, "No, I don't want to him have to pay for everything. I work, I got money. I want to treat him whatever he deserves to be treated, or whatever the case is." So,
I mean, in this case, it was the thing of I didn't want him to feel, what is that word? Demasculated, or
demasculate. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't want him to feel that way, because I felt like he was the type of guy that would feel that way. And I didn't mind paying for dinner, but
handing him your credit card with Anita on there doesn't say much, whatever, right there.
No, I understand. No, I understand that, but still, like, a lot of people at the restaurant don't even look at the name anyway. They just run the bill and bring it back to the table.
Okay, look, I need to ask you, because you were saying like she asked you about a timetable for when that can happen, and your reply was you really didn't think there needed to be one. So one of those questions talked about women holding out sex for. Do men have a timetable?
Do we have a timetable?
Yeah, because, and let me finish with this part of it, because I would think that if a woman got at you, after let's say a week of dating, would you have a feeling about her, about the type of woman or person she is, versus a woman that wouldn't let you get at her for, old boy's 90-day rule, whatever the hell that is. So do men have a timetable, and do you have a feeling about that timetable and how you would view a woman?
No, I think it's chemistry. I think we, as humans, sometimes the attraction, things happen. So I don't think it's no set timetable that I would view her. Oh, she a hoe, she a slut, whatever. We slept together the first time we got together. I think it's inside the heart of what you think of of that individual, and if you build the connection, some things are bound to happen. Some things are bound to happen. So
Okay.
guys
Do you
that talk all that reckless stuff, are like, oh man, I slept with her
But not.
first time, whatever. Then she's
Mhm.
such and such. They just
But
be
who was I?
talking, whatever. They just be talking.
Okay.
But that's so
Okay.
ignorant because
Appreciate
who was
that.
I sleeping with? I was sleeping with you on the first night. You know, like why are you gonna say I'm a hoe when you were there too?
And you know that's
Like,
that double-edged sword because when they get
Mhm.
mad, it's just like, well, you let me fuck the first night, so.
and I'm gonna say I didn't let you. I wanted to.
So let me ask you, Dave. Let me ask you, Dave. Have you ever said that about a woman?
Because it happened on the first date or second date?
Yeah.
No, I never trashed them or anything like that. No.
Okay.
But a lot of
Never
guys
did.
do though.
A lot of guys do that because they're insecure of the situation or how it happened. It may not have worked out in their favor. So depending on who you're talking to, you got a jockey for that person. Like, yeah, man, she wasn't shit. She did such and such. I'm not into trying to bad mouth a female or whatever the case is. If it get to that point, whatever, I have enough to do that I can go my way, handle my business. Hopefully she could do the same thing. I'm not into trying
So
to
do
have
you
these.
understand why some women want to put sex
On the back burner for a
secondary,
minute.
tertiary, wherever it's not
Herb
it's
trying to
not
get
on the
in.
forefront of their mind when they start a courtship, that sex isn't, you said in your, I think one of the reasons y'all said was men don't just want sex.
Uh-huh.
Of course they want it, but that's not all that they want. So wouldn't it stand to reason that women think the same thing, that they're not going to put themselves in that situation too quickly because they're actually trying to build the relationship
Mhm.
not based on sex but on something else?
Yeah, but sometimes
Yeah.
when you want to do that, you want to have sex with him, but you're trying to make up reasons on why you can't, and you try to make sure you don't be in a position that, oh, I know I can't be alone with him or this or that, and it seems to be like it's not genuine, your interactions, because you want him, he wants you. That's obvious, and if you put yourself in a situation, it may happen. And sooner or
But
later, a
what's
guy might.
wrong with having restraint because you're trying to grow the relationship? Genuinely, when we meet somebody, it's the visual attraction that catches us first. That
Well,
catches our eye first. Then you get to know
Let,
that person. So if you immediately have a sexual attraction to somebody, but you're trying to get to know them, and I'm not saying that the 90-day rule is right. What I'm asking is it wrong, or does a man think it's wrong that a woman stifle her sexual attraction because she's trying to get to know you first?
no, there's nothing wrong with that. It
David,
depends
let
on
me
the
answer
man.
that question.
It depends on the man's tolerance level. But go ahead,
Correct.
Herb. Go
I'll
ahead.
man that values what I say when I say
You know,
value. Man that you and
Something's
yeah,
going on with
you
you.
can't
yeah.
hear me?
No, yeah.
You're
You're not ready to answer
Breaking
that,
up.
Herb.
Can you hear me?
Going in and out.
I'm ready to answer something.
No?
tell him that he's lagging.
Yeah, you lagging. It's not. It's going in and out.
There's nothing I can do about that. That's where I am.
You was a little clearer right now. So
Yeah. Keep going. Try again.
It's just
you
a
might
bit.
have to answer it in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
think that, and maybe I'm gonna just share it real quick. Being like a churchgoer, Christian, and we talk about having abstinence, and not even having sex at all before marriage. And to a degree, I had to be honest with myself and say, how is that being realistic with myself? Because I've been having sex for years,
And I'm not saying God can't deliver me from not having sex, but to be realistic, I want to have sex. I was built to have sex. As a woman was given, those hormones because for a reason, to enjoy one another, So in saying that, I think it's between when you're an adult, you have two adults, and you're on the same, you want to fill it out and you're on the same mindset. You kind of, if you in the same mindset, you can kind of flow and fill it out and see where it go and fill it out that way and trust that. Don't go into saying, oh, keeping your whole points down. You try to keep your whole points down, but if you're feeling a brother, you're feeling a brother. That's and sometimes you find yourself in situations where
that's just the thing. You call them whole points. And that's one of the things that women have concerns about is how is he gonna feel about me after
in
tonight?
the morning?
But the thing is, if
women call them whole points, what are they calling them?
But no, my thing is this: I'm saying that to be funny, but if he's a real man, I think he would respect her as a woman, and vice versa, and she would respect him, and that he wouldn't look at her like Dave said earlier. He wouldn't look at her that way. He would look at her as she's a woman. Why wouldn't she want to be with me? He's a man. Why wouldn't I want to be with him? So I look at it like it's a natural thing. We got to stop looking at it so much of. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't save yourself and keep yourself from having sex from men.
I'm not speaking about me personally. It was one of the statements that they made that that men don't just want sex. And so my question was, well, if men don't, if that's not the only thing they're looking for is to get laid, why would it be a problem for a woman wanting to wait to get to know you better, to even travel down that road with you? Yeah, I agree with you. We all have urges, and sometimes you just look at a man and you just want to hit it.
You want to give him some.
That's right.
I'm a grown woman. I can admit to that. What I'm saying, I guess my concern is if a woman can call them whole points, then I can only imagine what a man is calling them. So do you understand why a woman is always trying to put, some type of rule on her cookies? And can a man truly understand that? Because in the back of his mind, if he's telling all the homeboys, she let me hit that on the first night.
That's not a man.
And every man will do it, but plenty of men do. Then you should be able to understand why a woman is not so quick to hop into bed.
Why we put a time limit on sex.
Listen.
But
it was only thrown out there to draw out discussions. Do I agree with these points?
I know.
Yeah,
I'm not finger pointing at you. I'm just truly asking.
I know where you coming from.
Well, let me tell you something.
It's a good valid point. You ain't got to tell me nothing, Anita, because I don't like the tone you said it. I'm just joking.
Well, I was about to tell something, okay? About sex. So this one time, not in band camp, I was in the Army. Me and my fiance had broke up because he was crazy. And so he kept calling me, accusing me, cheating on him. I wasn't. We were together 5 years. Anyway, so that night I decided to go to the club, and he's like, don't go to the club, blah, blah, blah. You're going to cheat on me. He's like, forget it. I'm going to break up with you. I'm okay, bye. Break up with me for like the 100th time. I went out to the club. I had a grand old time. I had a one-night stand that turned into a 2-year relationship, which was unexpected.
His comment down here at the bottom, he said, if a man value you, he will let the sex be what it is. Put it out there that you intend to be physical with him and that you want to ensure that you're making a good decision. But won't that take time?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. What I'm and I'm getting an echo in here, so let me lower my voice a little bit. This is what I meant when I said put it out there and you will see what kind of guy you're dealing with. This is why I made that statement. Because if you have every intention of sleeping with him, whether he's an asshole or an upstanding guy, the sex is not going to change that. This is what I try and get you women to understand, is that you hold out on sex as if it's the magic cure to an asshole. It isn't. It's just sex. Treat it as such. Sex is supposed to be an intimate act that connects two people. So if you connect with an asshole, understand that maybe next time you need to screen better.
Well, that's exactly
Well,
what
that's part of holding out for a little while so we can figure out who he is.
That's
Hold on.
exactly what I've
You
been
find out whether he's an asshole
Hold
or
on.
not.
I don't have much
Oh.
time.
I like what Herb said. I
I
like
do
what you
too.
said.
You guys have to hold on. I don't have much time. Me need to screen better, and in that screening process, you have to figure out what it is that attracted you to that guy. I'm gonna post something in the counselor's corner that I want you guys to look at and think about what she's saying, and then go ahead and move forward.
I appreciate you, brother.
Exactly what he just said was the question that I was just asking. So if you're trying to figure out if I'm making a good choice by sleeping with you, you don't think that takes time?
What takes time is, like he said, is knowing if he's a jerk or not. That's what the
And
time
knowing
is. If he's a jerk or not. If he's gonna be a jerk if you give it to him on the first date, or he's gonna be a jerk if you give it to him 90 days later.
And
well, sometimes, but sometimes not, because if you build the intimacy first and get to know each other first, and then have sex, then it's a lot different. But if you,
as opposed to a guy that's just masking as a good guy just to hit it,
yeah,
that's an asshole. Which is why I posed that question. Is this such a wrong thing for a woman to want to put off sex even though her desire might be there in an effort to get to know a man?
No, that's a good thing.
I mean,
You
my
should.
thing is this.
I think
If she has any
I
doubts
think
in her mind, she
It's not
probably
a bad
shouldn't
thing
go
to do
through with
that.
it.
if my desire is there and we're out to dinner, I better stop at the appetizer and plan another date. I better stop right there if I want if I want to build something, because sometimes I lose interest just like guys do.
You don't know.
Like,
My thoughts is this. I think that everybody's different, and everybody wants, and what you're saying, Rebecca, is absolutely true. Like, I think it's good to hold off because you don't want to keep giving yourself to jerks. You don't want to keep giving yourself to somebody that's not for you. No, you don't. It doesn't feel good. But one thing I know is that if you do decide, you just gotta put on your big girl panties and accept whatever come with it. That's the only thing. If you decided to do it, hey, and then he don't call you the next day, hey, if it was good or bad,
that's the way to cookie crumbles.
It's on me because I made that
So,
decision.
Let me ask you, Dave, do you have a problem with would you date a woman that said, I'm really feeling you, I like you, I'm trying to get to know you, but I don't want to even consider having sex for, a month? Would you have an issue with that?
If the conversation is stimulating, we still gonna carry on with the conversation. But my hopes would be that I would break down some of those barriers with the conversation, whatever, just because we physically and maybe mentally attractive. But I'm not gonna say, oh, that's it. No conversation. I'm not calling back. You're entitled to say that. And I'm entitled to continue to shoot my best shot to say, hey.
No, I didn't think about it. There's usually envelopes and stuff on there. And I put my back on it just because I don't want to use the doors because of these.
Okay.
So, Dave, I have a question. Is it never mind, I forgot my question. Never mind. Totally forgot my question. Sorry.
I can ask you questions all night, Dave. See, because at least you'll tell the damn truth. So.
Yeah, no bullshit.
I'm just saying, asking you questions.
No
well, at least you're willing to be somewhat vulnerable, and you'll say you don't mind, pursuing a woman, and which you get brownie points for, by the way, because it's not always a negative thing. The reason why I keep asking you about questions on the list, I guess I'm trying to figure out. I don't know where the survey came from, but you're the only guy on the panel right now. So I want to know what you think about those 10 reasons why a woman is single or stay single, and if you really believe that.
Do I really
Oh,
believe it?
yeah.
I believe some of it to be true. And when we went through this when I first came out after I had written my book and came out with Cocktail Conversations, and then this was one of the part of the blog talks, whatever, and it was a heated discussion.
That's a
Yeah,
throwback.
yeah, it was a throwback. And somebody said, "Could you run it back?" Because I never did it with a panel. So do I believe all of it? No, half of the stuff that's put out there, do we necessarily believe it? But it's talking points. Like I said, during this pandemic, I've been watching a lot of mainly sports talk shows, and I know a lot of times they may not necessarily believe certain things, but they talk about it. All I want to do is talk about this stuff. I want to talk about it because I know that people are having conversations about it, but it's amongst their peers and it's not getting out in the opening. But at least in this platform, that if you click onto it, everybody get to hear about it, and they may say, "Hey, I clicked onto that and I heard what y'all was saying. I like the fact that Rebecca made this point. I like the way what Lakia said. I like what Latoya said." So that's what I think. Do I believe all the points is true? No, and a lot of this stuff intertwined with men and women.
Have
But
you ever been married?
No.
You've been
Let
single
me-
all your life?
Single all my life. Well, I guess if you're not married,
Well,
you're single.
whatever. Don't
So
stop.
no, I've never
and,
been married
and tell me, why do you think you're still single?
because I'm a jerk.
Honest answer. Ain't be mad at that.
Okay.
Ain't be mad at that one.
So I have a question. So if you're interested in somebody and you go on a first date with them, and then after the date it escalates into something physical, are you gonna lose interest after that? Are you,
Go ahead. I'm gonna use the
or are
bathroom.
you?
Okay.
No. If that person could keep my interest mentally and we have laughter and joy, that goes a long way with me. That goes a long way with someone that you can laugh with. If you're constantly bickering back and forth, I don't give a damn. You can run across me in a room butt ass naked with your best outfit on. Cause I'm that stubborn that I'm like,
ain't
yeah,
going down.
look at this clown ass running through here naked. I don't want nothing to do with you because I'm that stubborn, whatever, like that. But if we laughing and it's joy and I'm cracking up, it's great. It's all good. That's the
let me ask
interactions you
you
want to have.
this.
Oh, hold up. This is what we not gonna do is
Cut
put
it out.
me on trial. I'm
Let me
question.
ask you this, because you say a lot that it's easy. I think in one of your posts you talk about how people can always say they're a good man or a good woman, and we don't really know, or blah 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 blah. Why are you a jerk?
Why am I a jerk? It's just my
Yeah.
positions on certain things that and I don't know. When I say I'm a jerk, it may just be a defense mechanism, but I think I got a good heart and all that stuff, and I think meanwhile, but a lot of circumstances. Why are you laughing?
What is it that you're doing that women don't like? Let me ask that.
I don't need them kind of phone calls.
What am I doing? Maybe sometimes I get locked into what I do, and that's what it is. Like I get focused on maybe whatever, and I don't put myself out there 100% where people may look for that. So that's what it is. I'm like, I get locked in, and I say, because some guys, when it don't work in a relationship, excuse my language, they fucked up. The stalking begins. They angry. It affects their job performance. Unfortunately, I don't have that position working in education where I have to show up and I have to be on point. I can't be nasty or not want to interact with kids and stuff like that. So I have to block that stuff out and say, yeah, I got to go to work and all that. Some people, if you work at a plant or whatever, you can go to work nasty as hell, do what you want to do, be a jerk. But I don't have that luxury. So I have to find a way to keep it moving and kind of have a positive spirit. Now, granted, after work, you might say, oh, I got through the day. But not everybody.
So when you say you get caught up in things, are you selfish with your time? Is that what the problem is?
It depends on the individual. Like if you desire to want to be with someone, you make that time. But if it's constant irritations, then you say, I don't want to even go there. I'm irritated throughout my day. So it has to be somebody that can take you away from like hell God, take you away. Like,
It's
man,
interesting.
we in our own zone, we good. I ain't thinking about work. I might tell you a funny story about work or whatever the case is, but you just enjoying yourself.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Did I pass
I
the
mean,
test? Because I'm done. I'm good. I'm not
I
on
mean,
trial.
you answered the questions
Yeah.
honestly.
yeah,
That's
you're
about all.
not on
That's
trial.
about all you can do. Everybody's not gonna like those answers, but
Yeah.
you answered them, and I can appreciate that. So
And I mean, that's all that we ever want sometimes is
thank
just a
you.
straightforward damn answer without all that extra shit tied
Yeah.
to it. Like, just answer the fucking question honestly and truthfully. Like, I'll be honest, it's a person that comes to mind that if we ever get in the same room, it's gonna be on and popping, and I don't give a damn.
Girl.
We just had that kind of connection.
Mm.
That's dangerous as hell, but it is what it is, and I'm honest about it. And that person is honest about it. Like, shit, we already know what it is.
Well,
Okay
We
then.
steer clear of each other.
Here's
great
the fireworks.
great conversation. You already know I'm looking at the time. And next week,
Oh yeah, I gotta go to bed.
yeah,
I gotta be
next
up at
week,
5:30.
Herb got some plan, and he got some other guys on here. I don't even think I'm going to be on. I think I'm just going to be in the studio, and these guys are going to talk about the dynamics with women and relationships and all that stuff. And these guys are from
Y'all
the YouTube
enjoy
world.
that.
Huh?
Y'all
Oh, so you
enjoy
saying
that.
you're not going to be listening, Rebecca? That ain't right. That ain't right.
I got my
I
sanity
mean, if they a
comes
bunch of
before
He-Man
anything.
woman haters, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, so y'all said y'all not even going to tune in.
No, I'm gonna tune in. I'll be here.
No,
But
I'm
if
not
I feel
gonna
like
lie.
I might have to jump in the
I feel like
conversation. You
it's
know
a
me.
setup, I'm not
Girl,
gonna
I
entertain the
can jump
bullshit.
in now.
you need to learn the rules around here.
I would at least think y'all would be in the chat thing saying something until it opens up for y'all to come in.
I mean, I
I
would.
wouldn't mind
I'll be
jumping
in the
in.
comment. I'll be in the comments.
I'm gonna jump in on the show. You'll bring me in.
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess
sure
we'll
it'll
let
be.
you
work on
know.
Rebecca. I'm gonna work on Rebecca because she's gonna be in the chat. I'm gonna work on that.
No, I'm not. I already told you no, so no means no. But y'all enjoy that. I hope it goes the way that he wanted to, but I can't.
I don't see that going that way, but
I think good dialogue. This is good for men and
So
women.
why?
Dialogue.
So yeah, why wouldn't y'all want to hear from other men? So I'm not saying it's gonna be a female bashing thing. They may just be expressing what they want
Come
or
on now.
the issues.
Or they might be confused on what the truth is about women, and we need to let them know the truth, and the truth will set
Or
them
they
free.
might,
I think that's why
or they might be,
he got quiet because he heard truth.
No.
or they might be confused about how to communicate with women effectively.
can't stand
I had to teach them. You see, I had to teach them how to be suave and tell a woman how to change her clothes. We got to teach them sometimes.
No, see
You have men and women
what it
that
is, y'all
that
think
truly
what
are
it is, y'all
open
think
to
y'all know more than
listen.
the average man.
Sometimes you can't teach an old
And
dog.
everybody is
I
not
don't
open. Everybody's not open to hear the truth
I don't
like that.
I don't tell a woman to change her clothes. I go buy her something to wear.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh,
You
snap.
go, Herb. You go.
That's what I'm talking about, her.
That's it. He the man.
It remind me of Set It Off. That scene from Set It Off when Stoney came there with that colorful outfit and was it Blair Underwood and like, yo, this ain't gonna cut it. So they went out and he bought her something to wear.
Mm-hmm. That's how you do it.
No clothes.
What you
So
say,
I
Rebecca?
gotta dress in something funky so I can get a new outfit.
Sometimes, Rebecca. Sometimes,
if his name
Nita,
ain't Louis Vuitton, don't let him buy you no clothes.
They want to see you in a certain
I'm
thing. They
just
want to see
saying.
you in a certain fit all night long.
Nah.
Well, all night long ain't gonna be on all night long. Sounds like
I'm just
the
saying
birthday suit's gonna be on longer.
I'm just saying on the outing, if you're out together on something, you might want to see a little something more that
You gotta
drives your
draw the
thoughts.
line in the sand somewhere. Don't let him buy you no clothes, girl. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Can you play or hate it?
Hate on.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you
across the
something.
forehead.
I had one of my exes had like 4 or 5 outfits, coloring shoes, the shirt, the skirt,
them
and
walking
the
suits.
socks, all up under the Christmas tree. I enjoyed it. I felt like I ain't gonna say I enjoy a man buying me some clothes. Go for it.
Oh shit, no.
Go for it.
You can pay for them so long as I can pick them out. If you want to do that, but you ain't going out by yourself and coming home with no outfit for me if I didn't show you a picture of it and send you to the store for nah.
Nah, see, I mean, if
I might try that.
thing is,
Nope.
me,
You can buy me some socks,
mm-mm.
possibly some underwear, and I'm a little, I got my hang-ups about that too, but nah.
No Walmart panties in the pack.
I'm fine with that. I gotta go to work. So
They
I'm a nurse.
comfy.
You can buy me
As long
some
as they're
big old
comfortable.
panties. I don't have no problem
I'm all
with that.
about
I can wear them
comfort.
too.
Go ahead.
I
but
wear
don't-
Walmart.
Go ahead,
I mean,
Dollar
I guess
T.
I never had a problem with a guy buying me an outfit because I tend to date guys who are fashion forward. So it's like I
don't.
trust his opinion, and you've seen me naked, so it's like I trust, that you wouldn't have me in something that's gonna look crazy. But like I said, I dated somebody one time, and I had
I've never dated a guy that was
crazy
fashion
over
forward.
it, and man, I was just like, never again. I don't know what I was thinking listening to you.
I date
He had
guys
me
who like to shop at
overdressed for an
JC
occasion, and I was
shit
just
like
like,
that. Yeah,
I can't date a man who's prettier than me. If he got his eyebrows waxed and he dresses better than me, I don't like that.
But just somebody who know how to put it together from head to toe.
Yeah, nah. The guy that I've been dating off and on for a while, he can dress now, but that's because I had to take him shopping, pick him out a couple of pieces, and let him know, you look good in this. Look at yourself in the mirror, because he had a JC Penney polo shirt in every color that they made. Every color. That's all he had was and you can't, that look good on Saturday when we go fishing. You can wear that, but you can't dress up a polo shirt. I don't care how hard you try. And it wasn't even Polo brand. It was just, St. John's Bay. And you can't do that shit. You need to.
You can if you got a nice hat game. You got a nice hat game with shoe game with it.
I bought his socks when I finally got him in.
And the sock game.
Socks.
That's one of my other favorite things. The sock game.
Yes, baby, you do. And now he can dress whenever I see him, and I'm just like, you pick that out, and I can appreciate that, but he could never go shopping for me to buy me. Nah, you can buy me a purse. I might trust you on that one, but yeah, nah. You can't trust nobody that shop at JCPenney for everything they got.
I love JCPenney.
I do too, but not for my entire wardrobe. No, ma'am. You got to be able to know. JCPenney only got certain name brands up in there, and that shit is like wearing Garanimals. This shirt goes with these pants, and you can move it over here to that. I would love to date a man that could buy me an outfit. I'm not gonna lie, but.
I mean, it's not
I dated a guy,
what I'm telling you, I really enjoy it when we could just go out and pick out that outfit, and it's just like, okay.
I bet that would be nice, but
it is past my bedtime.
Victoria's Secret. That's about it. That's about it. After that, you got to cut them off at the knees.
All right, good people. We go because yeah, I told you my work schedule is kind of crazy now, but I still got to work. So we're gonna close this out. So I want to give y'all closing comments, and then we're gonna get ready to sign out. Appreciate you all. So who wants to go first? Closing comments. Go ahead,
I really
girly
thought it was going
girl.
to be awful tonight. I really did. But you said come in and listen. And I listened. And I think for a certain woman, everything, on your list could apply. I agree with, I don't know this young lady's name down here, but I agree with what she had to say too, that we're built to be with someone. Lakita, and but some of us really do actively choose not to marry, but we still want someone in our life, just don't want to be married. But I found it informative. I really thought that I was going to be offended tonight, but I was not. I did, so I'm not gonna lie. Y'all know I'll be honest with you, but I found it very eye-opening. I appreciate some of the comments that people had to say and some of the things that were on the list. Anita, girl, I'm just so in love with you right now. You were just on fire, and it warmed my heart to hear you defend your position and not back down, because and to make valid points. It was a wonderful thing to hear. I think everything that everybody had to say tonight had a point to it. Even if it wasn't my point, it had a point to it, so I can appreciate that. Other than that, I always appreciate y'all letting me be on the panel. Thank you.
You're always welcome, and we always appreciate your insight. It's all good. So thank you for joining. I hope next week, throughout the week, you change your position and say, I want to hear what they got to say.
Nope.
You being stubborn. I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna work with you on that one. All right, who's next?
I'll go. You know me, growth and understanding occurs in the gray area. Godspeed. See you next time.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys for letting me talk today. I think it was a productive discussion, and I think a lot of times people get an argument and discussion intertwined and confused. And I really feel strongly about building intimacy with each other, and intellectual intimacy, I feel like, is the foundation and building blocks, and communication, that's the building blocks of any type of relationship. So with that said, I'm glad, Rebecca, that you like what I had to say. And y'all don't really know me outside of here, so it's like I came in a little different.
It was wonderful to hear.
But you've been a trooper. You've been sticking it out, whatever, and I got nothing but love for you for that. You sticks it out no matter what, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
You stay the course, and that's big on you. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate the feedback you brought this evening.
Yeah.
Thank you. The Army taught me well.
All right. Lakia or Brolic T, which one? Which one of y'all up?
I would say, I was trying to find like a quote outside of a Bible scripture, but it stands true still for me. You love thy neighbors as you love yourself. I think that with the law, like just with the attraction, you draw what's inside of you. And I learned as I began to seek out what kind of person I wanted in my life, I came to the conclusion I want someone that remind me of me, because I'm a good person and I know what I give is genuine. So I believe as we start being honest and realistic with ourselves, and just, and embrace love and not fear and not be guarded, then it'll allow love to come.
I just need to say that I love the fact that a lot of what you have to say is faith-based, and please don't change that. If you wanted to quote a scripture, do that. I was at Bible study right before I got on. My faith is probably not where it should be, but I love the fact that your platform is faith-based, so you're doing just fine in my book.
Thank you.
All right.
I enjoy you as well.
Volunteer.
I enjoy you, Rebecca. I've enjoyed what you've been saying tonight too.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I love the love and the togetherness. It makes me
You hush up
smile.
over there.
And Anita too. Anita too. You was on a roll, Anita.
Thank you.
I don't want to call you Relic T, but what's her real name?
Latoya.
Latoya, right. And I've always that's why I'm here, because I enjoy what I've been hearing, and I want to be in. Let me in on it.
That's my girl. That's my girl over there.
I mean, I enjoy coming here. I mean, this funny. This is how far back I know of David. I remember when he used to do his thing on Blog Talk Radio. I actually used to call in, and I'm not gonna tell you what my name was back then.
Yeah, I'm confused with that one. If you say the name, I'll probably like, oh, that's who that
I'm
was.
not gonna tell you what my name was back then.
Yeah,
But that tells you how long I've been following you.
that's good. That's good.
So, I enjoy coming on here. Like, it's the last couple of weeks have been a really trying time for me, and this allows me a chance to just kind of get some things off of my chest, so to speak, like a way to channel like some of my feelings and how I'm feeling about things, because it's just very therapeutic to just talk to other people and about things that's not related to my direct life or my everyday thing. It gives me a couple hours where I'm just kind of doing something other than thinking about what isn't right or what I need to do and stuff like that. So I enjoy coming on here. I definitely enjoy listening to Anita stand her ground tonight. Like, I'm very proud of you. Like, you
Well,
came in
thank
here just
you.
like, I am here. I am here. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I feel you.
I went through a lot of medical stuff last year, so my mind ain't always in its right mind. So I'm
Well, it
trying
was
to get
right
there health
tonight.
wise.
It was right tonight.
Tonight you was on point. I was like, yes,
Yes.
yes, that's right. Tell them.
I mean, with my friends, that's how I usually am, but on here, I kind of feel my way around things.
So,
So,
I understand that. I mean,
so, so my closing comments, I kind of knew because Anita, she asked for the link. She was proactive today. She was like, "Oh, tonight it's gonna be on fire." I said, "Oh shit!" Like Anita was ready,
yes,
whatever.
I
So
saw that
I already
earlier.
knew the build up, and,
yeah,
and and that's good. That sometimes you have certain subject matters. You say to yourself, "I got a lot of shit to say tonight. I'm gonna get stuff off my chest," and that's
yeah,
truly what I desire. What people may say, "Oh, he just wants the going back and forth." I mean, it's great to have
I
the
mean,
going
tonight
back and
was
forth.
very respectful and very productive. It was very
yeah.
enlightening.
So let me tell y'all, I prepared today. I got this book I was looking into. I got some chapters from this book, anthropology, and this book, and
And you know what? And you know what? That speaks volumes because these subjects, like a lot of people think they can just get on here. Oh, I'm going to do a podcast, put a camera, but without doing research.
And it
You
don't
have
work
to
that
have
way.
something that
I
talk
can't.
about and have to look into stuff. Whether you follow in the Bible, whether it's something you learned in from class, whether it's something you learned from work, a professional development. These conversations are real, authentic, and genuine, and you just have to tie your own personal touch into all of this. So
Mhm.
that's what makes it valuable. So that was always been my vision. Along with it, just an opportunity. I almost envisioned it if it was a place that we were all in the same city, that we would come there every night, with Monday nights, be in the lounge area, just kicking back in a circle and just talking. Just talking.
I like the
Mhm.
fact that she just didn't. It wasn't just woman based with her responses. They were people based. Everything that she said went both ways for men and women, and I can really appreciate that because that's my platform. It's not just women. I know tonight's conversation was about women. I like it better when they're intertwined, when we just talk about why if white people are single, not just men but women too. But I recognize that this was the topic for tonight, but I love the fact that your responses were based for both sexes because to me it makes the conversation more interesting than to just talk about women.
Yeah, we just
I
gonna
could talk
focus on
about
that.
me all day. Shit,
And
I'm
it was
Rebecca,
nice to read
Rebecca.
the comments from people,
yeah,
that
yeah,
basically kind of agreed with some of the things that we were saying as far as like, liking a woman for her.
yeah. I know what she was getting ready to say.
Yeah.
It's nice that, have people talk and, you know, talk about how they like a woman's natural beauty, and it's not always about the makeup and the hair. It's like, it's more or less about that personality and that vibe. Sometimes, like there have been people, I mean, there's one person in particular, like the intellectual conversations we have, it's like the best thing in the world. And I look forward to them. So it's like, it's never about a physical or anything. It's just, he stimulates
Yeah.
my mind.
And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And like the young people say, Jay-Z and all them got bars. I got bars as far as content. Not trying to toot my horn, but I got. What you say, Rebecca? Don't
You
start.
got lucky tonight. You got lucky tonight.
No,
Tonight,
seriously.
really,
Like, there won't be nothing.
I started not to come. I really did. I started not to come because I just didn't want to hear the nonsense. But I have to say, kudos to all five of y'all. I found this conversation to be very interesting, and it didn't meet my expectation because I was expecting something very different, and I'm surprised and happy to say that it was wonderful. And
let me just say this. At one point, I had a publicist, and she said she couldn't figure out. We used to bump heads, and she knew my alias was the controversial counselor. And she was like, it's almost to the point, David, you put these posts out there, you get folks going all throughout the week. You put stuff out there. And she said, and you acknowledge that you're a jerk. She said, but there's certain kind of jerks. She said, some people can't help it that they're a jerk. She said, I think you have control over your, not that it's a word, jerkism. You have control over it. And she said, but then as the show comes on, and then you had a conversation, she said, I see you lighten up a little bit once you get on the show. She said, so I see your mindset. So I build it up and we talk about it. Sometimes I could be a little rambunctious on here, but the ultimate goal is, as we had a conversation, is why women are single. I didn't have shows why men are single. We can run that back too. So it's never ending. It's never winning. And all it takes is a small concept for me to develop a show. I don't go around on Facebook stealing people's stuff to try to come up with a topic. It's already ingrained in my head. That's how I operate. So I'm always paying attention to what y'all say, paying attention to stuff y'all post and all that stuff. And like I said earlier, keep dropping, posting stuff in the counselor's corner and keep building it. So it don't got to be specific for that, but you can say, all right, I'm going to share this thought to the counselor's corner and see. And sooner or later, more people will start participating because I really stopped posting to my regular page because I got 5,000 people on there, but they're out in their own world. But I know that in my inclusive group with the counselor's corner is building, is growing, and people may not see it, but I look at some of the posts and I'm like, damn, this stuff reached 6,500 people. Yeah, I can't see that, but I can see the data on that stuff, and I'm like, wow. So it's circulating, it's working. And so I just say, keep saying.
I would definitely love to talk about that.
What about
breaking the code?
$25?
Oh man, I got some stories I could tell you about that shit right there.
Yeah, and that's what it's about.
That's a good one.
Tell you some stories about some shit like that. That's why I say every woman ain't your damn friend. Sometimes you don't find that out until they stabbing you in the damn back. That's why you gotta be real careful. As I said, I can tell if I want a person around me within 5 minutes or not, because I done learned some stuff in my life.
Truly, a woman needs only one good girlfriend. That's it.
Now, did somebody say, what about the $25?
I did, even though my name's not on the list.
You didn't make the list because you just joined, whatever. But the more you post in the counselor's corner, the more you comment, And
Didn't
like
Eric say
Rebecca,
it was gonna be his money?
yeah, Igor said that's his. He said when I run the raffle, he got this, whatever. Even though that's one of my best friends, I don't know if he gonna win. If he do win, it ain't rigged. I just pulled his name. But I appreciate y'all participating. I appreciate y'all participating. I want y'all. What I did see is only a few people post stuff. I want y'all to post more stuff to it, and it continue to grow. Because I see some of these groups and they be like they got 30-some thousand in there, but the stuff that they're saying is just like grown ass people talking about. Oh, if your sister-in-law was cooking breakfast and she was naked, what would you do? And they have a picture of that's the stuff.
Hope
and I'm
she
like,
ain't frying no chicken. I've done that before. It didn't turn out well.
that's what I'm saying.
I bet she ain't making grits either.
I try to bring authentic conversations that people can have ambiguous views on. Like, wait a minute, I think this way, but also I may lean toward that way. But we're getting a little long-winded. We're gonna close this out.
Bye.
And that's pretty much my closing points. Everybody have a good week. Stay tuned for Thursday with the cocktail conversations component. If you can't make it, you can't make it. And if you can, you can. Who knows? I might throw out another survey, but be on the lookout for that. So I'm just trying to be innovative and try to keep everything fresh, and we enjoying these conversations. And that is it. So I appreciate you all and thank you all for a wonderful evening and great insight. Everybody have a good one.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Y'all be good and y'all stay safe.
Good night.
Good night.